libraries.
Jesus.
Fuck what?
The library, he said.
Fuck the library. This is a movie podcast, not a book podcast.
I still think you'd have to talk even
more
if
to
it was
be
a book
said.
podcast, wouldn't you?
More to be said.
More to be read.
You'd still have to talk even if it was a book podcast, right? Maybe you just talk like this. Though.
Just talk really quietly.
If we had a book podcast, you know how we would
there
start
she
it?
ruins it.
Yeah.
This is a library. Every episode, you'd have to start it like that.
I gotta wear a wig with my hair up in a bun and sexy glasses.
Some glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta have the chains on them that come.
Yeah. Yeah, but I gotta
they gotta
bazongas.
they gotta come down to here too, like the
Yeah.
glasses.
I
I
don't know about that.
gotta
Not all
have big
librarians are
bazongas. You
Not
know
all
what I mean?
librarians are sexy. Most of them are old women. So.
Yeah.
His
You
version
live in
of
your own
it.
fantasy world,
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say his
What?
version of the librarian is sexy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Haven't you ever seen SNL? Which
They
one
got-
was it? I think Margot
geez.
Robbie.
They
Yeah, it was
got
Margot Robbie
mini
in it, yeah.
skirts. Yeah. They have a mini skirt on.
Anyway, welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew.
Movie.
Another week, another movie. Check out our social stuff. It's all down there. Just Google us. Apparently, if you just Google us, I think that a lot of it pops up.
It does.
Just type in the Bonsai Movie Crew, and you'll probably find a lot of it. Also, we started up a Discord, so if you guys are listening and you want to get in on our conversation, we all personally, except for Madison because she sucks, personally, directly will message you back because we
I
all
will
get...
too.
Okay.
I have the Discord. I downloaded it. You made me.
You made me.
I made everybody apparently like...
I've
Everybody's
had
like,
it.
I don't like notifications. Too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I had Discord. I just don't have all my notifications on because, my God, it
No
goes
one
off
said
a lot.
anything, right? It hasn't sent me any notifications.
I mean, the only ones that had conversations in there is like us three and Alec.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any notifications for it.
I don't think Jeremiah has Discord. Maybe I should make him get one.
Just you get it on your phone. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like a messaging. I just like it because this way we can, like, if you guys want to get on and talk with us about movies, because I post trailers in there so we can discuss trailers that are coming out, movies, movie news. Like I posted in there that actually sad news. Carl Weathers passed away this past week. So just stuff like that, and then you discuss those things. So if you guys want to get in on that conversation with us, you know, or even get on there and tell us that maybe we were wrong about a movie that we were talking about. Maybe we get a bad
Don't
rating
be
and you
rude
don't
about
like it. And don't be rude about it because I will kick your ass out of the server.
I didn't even get any of these. It didn't send me any notifications.
Well, you probably need to turn them on then.
I did. It
But
asked me.
so you get in there, you can talk to us directly. Like we'll all respond. So
At once.
yeah, at once.
All at once.
We will all bombard you. Fuck your opinion.
3 notifications like, bam, 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 bam. Fuck!
Fuck! I just said that Jumanji was
Stop
good.
hitting me.
Fuck you!
Stop hitting me.
Anyway,
stop hitting
yeah,
me.
get on there, check us out. I'll have it posted. Actually, I'll probably just put it up on the screen for you because that makes it easier. And I'll put it in the link in the description for the video and for
Everything.
yeah, for everything. Yeah, I've been putting the X and the TikTok in the description too, so that you guys can just click those links if you guys want to go check out our X or our TikTok if you want to follow us there. I haven't done Instagram because apparently we don't get a lot of action on Instagram.
We do not.
I'm
I
about-
think I suck at it, honestly.
I'm
Like,
about
I
to
can't.
delete Reddit. 'cause
I think
Reddit just
Instagram,
is
you have to
pain
have
in
a
the
following to get the following on the Instagram.
We have a pretty good following on X and
I
TikTok.
mean, like, in general, like on everything.
mm.
Yeah, we're not exactly fucking Paris Hilton or nothing.
Yeah.
over
No,
there.
And
definitely
Reddit,
not.
just you got to have karma, and you have to build karma. It's like credit.
Yeah, we're
It's
a pain
just
in the ass. But yeah, just
We don't
check
have
us
time
out.
for that shit. I don't have
I
time.
just want to. The only reason why I care about the social stuff is because I want to interact with all of you guys.
Yeah,
Personally.
yeah, definitely.
Like I want to interact with you guys. I want to know tell us if we're doing something wrong, if there's something about the show you don't like, or if we're not funny enough, or if we're depressing. I hope we're not depressing.
look
I
at
don't
Just.
think
I
we're
mean, we
depressing.
look,
We talk
gotta
about
look at
nuts
Justice's
too much
face.
to
I
be
think we're funny
depressing.
enough.
Damn right. Look at this. This doesn't come easy. This takes years and years of practice to be this funny looking. Anyway, check us out on Discord. Let's move on. We have a lot to get through, so let's get into our creator profile. It is a long one. The movie's long too, so because I found a
The
good description. Yeah,
yeah.
I found a good one. So I was like, this is long, but it's gonna be worth it. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Which one do you want me to read?
neither. Me and Karen's gonna read them.
I'll do. Can
Is
I
it
do
because
the
it's
create-
long?
It's long.
Can
so
I
it's a
do the
lot to get
creator
through.
profile?
Yeah, you can. Actually, I wanted you to anyway.
Yes.
Can anybody guess who it is?
It's Robin.
Of course, it's Robin.
I love
Williams.
him.
I was on the verge of either Robin or Carl Weathers.
It's
so
gotta
was
be Robin.
One of the two.
I thought about Carl Weathers just because of he
Yeah.
passed, but I was like, dude, we're eventually gonna do a movie with him in it.
yeah.
Like you got Predator, fucking Billy, not Billy,
Which
yeah,
one
Billy
was
Madison.
He's in a lot
or
of
not,
movies.
not Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. He's in fucking Rocky,
Who did he play as in this?
huh?
Who did he play as in this?
In
He
what?
didn't.
In Rocky, he was Apollo.
They were just
Yeah.
thinking that
Never
we
seen that
should do
movie.
him because he.
Oh
he
no, he
passed.
wasn't in Jumanji.
Oh, okay.
No, he wasn't in Jumanji.
No, he was
Because
just
he
thinking
passed away.
because
We
he
thought I
passed
thought
that
about
we
doing. I was like, nah.
He was Robin Williams' dad.
Oh, for real?
Robin Williams.
Wait.
Wait, hold up.
Hold
shit.
everything. Oh yeah, I can't get in there. I don't
And-
know your
and
your
the
shit.
hunter.
Huh?
And the hunter.
Yeah, he was the dad and the
Yeah,
hunter.
the daddy and the hunter.
Oh, he was the soul man.
Yeah.
Wasn't his name Carl?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I guess his name was Carl.
His name was Carl. All right. Robin Williams, early life and education. Robin McLaurin Williams was born on July 21st, 1951 in Chicago. He was the only child of Robert Fitzgerald Williams, a senior executive at Ford Motor Company, and Lori McLaurin, a model and actor. As a child, Williams was introverted and struggled to make friends. His family was wealthy, but his parents worked a lot, and Williams often spent more time with the maid staff at his home. He was bullied and used comedy which he picked up from his mother's witty sense of humor as a defense mechanism. After the family moved to San Francisco in 1967, Williams attended Redwood High School and became popular after joining the drama club. Williams attended Claremont's Men's College and College of Marin
Wait,
before
hold on. Who gets popular when they join the drama club?
he did.
Oh, you the man, dude! I saw your play last. It's not like you scored the winning touchdown.
I mean,
You
might
pull
be
off
really
them
good,
heels.
really good at improv, which I'm pretty sure he is.
He is. Have you seen some
Yeah.
of his improv?
So
Oh
I mean,
my gosh.
if you pull off improv, there's a lot of people that really
There's
I've
like.
just
I
never
have-
went to a school where the drama kids were the popular ones.
This
I have
oh,
a-
man, you're so cool. You pulled off them
A lot
heels
of
so
popular
good.
kids did go to drama class.
In what? In movies, maybe, but like never in real life.
Yeah, when I was in high school, there was kids that were popular.
Yeah, a
when-
lot
when
of popular
dra-
kids were in
in
drama
drama.
when I was in high school.
No one in my grade.
The
They're
preppy
all
popular
weird
kids.
kids.
were
Yeah, the
usually-
preppy kids were always in drama.
Yeah,
Of course they were, because they were a bunch of drama queens.
I tell Allie she needs to join drama club
she
or
would be
something.
good, yeah.
Oh my god.
We have a thing of all of his stand-ups and stuff, and in one of his early ones, he does a improv with John Ritter. Dude, I almost pissed myself between him and John Ritter. Oh my god.
John Ritter was a funny dude.
Dude, he was.
Yeah,
and I
John
didn't realize
Ritter's a
how
really funny
funny
dude.
he was until you see the two of
Yeah.
them up there, and it's like,
he did,
oh my god.
I don't think John Ritter really ever got to like expand. You know what I
Right,
mean?
No,
Like,
right.
really
He
stretch his
kind of got
wings.
stuck into these
Yeah,
like
whenever he
family
did-
friendly roles.
Yeah,
and-
because he did he did Three's Company first, and he was good in
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
But then he went into like all the family stuff and the family
Mhm.
drama, and then like I don't know if you ever saw. I'm sure you've seen Bride of Chucky.
Oh yeah.
He was fucking hilarious in Bride of Chucky. He was
Yeah.
the best part of that movie.
Oh,
So-
and Bad Santa, his role in that, like he was like this really, like guarded kind of
Yeah.
person, but like every time he would say a naughty word, it was like penis. Like, it was
Who did he
hilarious.
play in Bride of Chucky?
he was the girl's
Best
uncle or
friend?
whatever. No, he
Oh, the
the
uncle.
cop. He was the cop essentially.
Oh yeah, the one that died.
Yeah, the
in
one who got all the
fire,
nails
I
into his
think?
face.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Williams attended Claremont's Men's College and College of Marin before enrolling at the Juilliard School in New York City. There he befriended and became roommates with fellow actor Christopher Reeve. Williams later experimented with comedy in San Francisco and Los Angeles, developing a successful stand-up act. Commercial breakthrough. Robin Williams poses with his Mork and Mindy co-star Pam Dauber. The sitcom brought Williams fame and led to his first major film roles. Williams had done work on TV programs like The Richard Pryor Show, Laugh-In, and 8 is Enough before becoming more widely known to American audience as the alien Mork.
I love Richard Pryor.
Oh, yeah, that dude was hilarious,
Yeah, he's
too.
fucking hilarious.
The character debuted on the series Happy Days before being given his own show, Mork and Mindy. Williams co-starred with Pam Dauber in the zany, endearing sitcom, which began in 1978 and ran for 4 seasons. Having been part of the cast of the 1977 romp Can I Do It Till I Need Glasses, Williams had his first lead role. You never heard about that?
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the one where Robin Williams roasted Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Good
Did you guys
Lord.
ever watch Sanford and Son?
Yeah.
I love that. That used to be my all-time favorite, like, old school TV show.
Mhm.
I used to love Sanford and Son.
Williams had his first lead role on the big screen playing the famous spinach-eating cartoon sailor in Popeye, directed by Robert Altman and co-starring Shelley Duvall. A string of successful film roles for Williams followed over the years, showcasing his stellar comedic talents as well as his ability to take on serious work. He played the title character in 1982's The World According to Garp, as well as a Russian musician who defects to American in Moscow on the Hudson. Later, in Good Morning Vietnam, Williams portrayed irreverent radio DJ Adrian Croner. Then, in Dead Poet Society, he played free-thinking teacher John Keating. Both projects earned him Academy Award nods for lead actor.
I love Dead Poet Society. It's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. Addiction and personal issues. Williams developed a drug and alcohol problem while working at Mork and Mindy and struggled with addiction for more than 2 decades as his career took off. He also had tumultuous romantic relationships, including with his first wife, Valerie Velarde, whom he married in 1978. Despite these personal setbacks, Williams continued acting. He appeared in the hit Penny Marshall drama Awakenings with Robert De Niro and Julie Kavner and received his 3rd Oscar nomination for his role as homeless man Perry in the 1991 redemptive drama The Fisher King. Tackling family-friendly fare as well, he starred as grown-up Peter Pan in Hook and provided the voice of the genie in Disney's animated film Aladdin. Williams also starred in Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
What? The Genie?
The genie?
You didn't know that?
Whoa.
Come on, man. You're on a movie podcast.
You keep saying that.
Because you're like, I don't know who that
You
is.
couldn't tell that was him?
I didn't really like that movie as a kid. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're fired, man.
Madison,
Oh.
Your
I know I was
status on
fired.
Discord has been revoked.
I'm losing.
If
I'm
you-
losing so much
if
space.
you say you like the live
First,
action,
we don't
more,
like The Emperor's
you're
New
done.
Groove. Now we don't like Aladdin.
Oh, you're writing it all down?
Oh, yeah.
Write down
Writing
everything that
down
she
what
doesn't
I'm right.
yeah.
I'm right.
Don't
The Emperor's New Groove
Yeah.
threw me for a loop.
I
Okay,
can't
now it's Aladdin.
I've got something to say about
I
Jumanji
like the
when it's
movie
over.
now, I just
wanna
didn't
see
whenever I was a
like where it
kid.
goes.
Hmm.
I like
You threw
Aladdin
off-
now. I just
threw
didn't
off
whenever I was
the
a kid. I kinda
Emperor's
stick to
Groove.
it.
Williams' adult-oriented films also made waves, including The Birdcage and Good Will Hunting. The latter, which also starred Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, earned him Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role as psychologist Sean Maguire. For the next few years, Williams took on a range of roles. He starred as the doctor who treated his patients with humor in Patch Adams, and then portrayed a Jewish man in Germany during World War II in Jacob the Liar, based on a work by Isaac Asimov. Bicentennial Man allowed Williams to play an android who develops human emotions. He returned to voice acting as Dr. No in AI Artificial Intelligence in 2001. While best known for his thrilling humor, Williams also explored darker characters and situations on screen. He played a creepy photo developer in 1 Hour Photo, a writer of pulp novels in Insomnia, and a radio host who gets caught up in the mystery surrounding a troubled fan in The Night Listener. Also in 2006, Williams showed off his comedic talents in 3 films. Man of the Year was a send-up of U.S. presidential politics. Coincidentally, he also portrayed Teddy Roosevelt in the popular family film.
Okay, so Man of the Year is way too close to home for like taking a popular like figure and making them president. If that doesn't tell you, like,
I've never seen it.
you've never seen it, I've
Mm-mm.
seen it.
I should probably watch it.
He's not super comedic in it, but it's like you watch, you're like, holy shit, this is all very
Whoa.
possible. Yeah, like
It's like The Omen.
Night at the Museum.
it's not a horror.
No, I'm just saying like, well, that's basically how The Omen was.
A little too close to home.
Well, I mean, that's how like supposedly the Antichrist is going to move up, is be popular, go through the political.
the political C.
Yeah.
Night at the Museum, co-starring Ben Stiller. Finally, Williams appeared in the family comedy RV with Cheryl Hines, Kristen Chenoweth, and Jeff Daniels. As his professional life roared that summer, Williams suffered an addiction relapse. He admitted himself to a rehabilitation facility for alcoholism treatment in August. The actor rebounded and in 2007 starred as a reverend in the comedy License to Wed with Mandy Moore and John Krasinski.
He was retarded.
Is it just me, or like did he keep this stuff really quiet? Because I don't remember hearing. I mean, I knew he had alcohol, like he had addiction problems.
You gotta understand, this is all before the internet, so like it was hard.
No,
I mean,
this
the
was
internet
in
was around.
2007.
It was around, but like you gotta understand, like the fact that like all these actors and famous people's lives are just put out there now has only become much easier for people to access.
Well, I think he's
in
from
the past
that,
like 10 years.
I think he's from that breed of actor that, like, back then they didn't need people to know about their every move.
They kind of had just kept things close to home.
Yeah, they didn't need every. Well, I think
I
now
don't even
it's
know
like
if he
a
lives
need.
in L.A. or what.
Well, I think now it's a need. Like they all need everybody to know about their business, and
Those are the ones that
it
live
just
in
didn't
Hollywood.
seem like
and shit.
Robin Williams' like personal life was ever put in the tabloids. Or
No, he
anything.
didn't really talk much about his personal
No.
life, you know. Williams married 3 times and had 3 children: Zachary, Zelda, and Cody. He was working as a bartender in San Francisco in 1976 when he met actor Valerie Velarde, and the two married in 1978. In 2018,
And yes, he did name his daughter Zelda after the game.
Mm-hmm. In the 2018 HBO documentary Robin Williams, Come Inside My Head, Velarde opened up about their relationship and admitted she forced herself to allow Williams's infidelity. He loved women, she said. I understood and I wanted him to have that, but I also wanted him to come home. The two had a son, Zachary, together in 1983 and divorced in 1988. Robin Williams...
Shh. God damn, this is a library, loud ass car.
Robin Williams and Marcia Garces. The following year, Williams married his son's nanny, Marcia Garces, who was pregnant with their daughter Zelda. They also had a son, Cody, in 1991. The couple divorced in 2010, citing irreconcilable differences. In 2011, Williams married artist and graphic designer Susan Schneider. They lived in California until Williams died in 2014. Zachary, who goes by Zach, and Zelda pursued
God, has it been that
He's
long
dead?
already?
He's dead?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Jeez.
Dude, that was so sad.
it was like everywhere.
It was a very sad day.
Yeah, like everybody
was-
everybody
I thought he
just
was still
stopped.
alive.
Has it really been 10 years?
Yeah, when that happened,
Wow.
like it was like everybody was just not.
Yeah, like when everybody, like I know when I
Robin
found out, I
Williams is
sat
dead?
down and was just
Yeah.
like, nuh-uh.
I thought he was still alive.
No, he died. Zachary, who goes by Zach, and Zelda pursued acting careers, and Zelda has also worked as a director, producer, and writer.
It's like
Later,
life got a lot less funny.
we'll get there.
I mean,
Later career and health problems. In September 2008, Williams started touring for his one-man stand-up comedy show, Weapons of Self-Destruction, focusing on social and political absurdities. Williams poured his energy into his sold-out shows, but health problems would silence the comedian in 2009. Several months into his fast-paced tour, Williams began experiencing shortness of breath. The complications led to him to cancel performances, and he ended up undergoing heart surgery. While Williams was recovering, the actor again appeared as Roosevelt in Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. In November 2009, he starred along John Travolta in the film Old Dogs. You know what the funniest part in that movie is?
What?
The part where Justin Long looks at Robin Williams and he says, my beef is not with you, old woman. Because the funniest part about that is because nobody ever got Robin Williams really to break character.
but he did.
But Justin Long did when he called him old woman. Like when you see Robin Williams' face after he calls him old woman and he goes, like that was legit his reaction where he's like, did he just call me an old woman? Like, it's hilarious.
Karen, you want to know another movie that I don't like? All Dogs Go to Heaven.
You're
the
dead
fuck
to
out.
you're dead to her now.
Get
you
the
know
fuck
that, right?
out.
What is wrong with you? All Dogs Go to Heaven is amazing.
Like that movie. Or
Love that movie.
that one movie
Where
with the
she
cat and
named
the
Charlie
dog.
from.
The
Yes.
Cat and the Dog.
Yeah, the one where they share the noodle. I didn't like that movie either.
You mean
Yeah,
two
I'm not a big
dogs?
fan of Lady and the Tramp.
No,
either.
yeah,
it's Lady and the
Two
Tramp.
dogs, not a cat and a dog.
You just don't like the
Oh.
old
Astro
cartoon.
Cats, is that what it was called? I didn't like that
Aristocats?
movie. Aristocats.
Aristocats?
Yeah, I
didn't
wasn't a
like
big fan
that
of
movie either.
Aristocats either.
I don't really care about
I
that.
didn't like that movie either.
Yeah, I can get behind
Kendra
that.
like that.
Okay, good. I thought it was.
I didn't.
Williams continued working on several different
I
projects.
mean, you were done for. You said you don't like all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah, we're through.
Oh.
He made guest appearances on TV shows like Louie and Wilfred. In March 2011, he appeared on Broadway as part of the original cast of Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, with his show running until July. On the big screen, reprising his roles of Ramon and Loveless from the 2006 original animated film, he lent his voice to the 2011 sequel Happy Feet 2. Williams had supporting...
I didn't like that movie either.
I've never seen it. Williams had supporting roles in two 2013 projects: the romantic comedy The Big Wedding with De Niro and Diane Keaton, and the Lee Daniels drama The Butler, for which Williams portrayed Dwight D. Eisenhower. That year, Williams also announced his return to series TV. He co-starred with Sarah Michelle Gellar on the sitcom The Crazy Ones, which debuted in the fall. Set in an advertising firm, the show featured Williams and Gellar as father and daughter. The show was canceled after only one season. Then, in 2014, Williams starred as a disgruntled Henry Altman in the film The Angriest Man in Brooklyn. Robin Williams' philanthropy. Williams supported several charities and causes during his lifetime, including Comic Relief, the Livestrong Foundation, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Death and tributes. On August 11, 2014, the 63-year-old Williams was found dead in his California home. His publicist released this statement: Robin Williams passed away this morning. He has been battling severe depression as of late. This is a tragic and sudden loss. The family respectfully asked for their privacy as they grieve during this very difficult time. Authorities shared that Williams died by suicide, and the final report of the autopsy released in 2014 revealed no alcohol or illegal drugs had been found in his system. Prescription medications were found in therapeutic concentrations. The Imperial and Music Box Theaters in New York City displayed tributes for Robin Williams after his death in August 2014. Williams' closest friends and family members gathered after his death for a private funeral in San Francisco. His remains were cremated and scattered in the San Francisco Bay. Family and industry friends later gathered for a private tribute at the Curran Theater in San Francisco on September 27th. Comedian Bobcat Goldthwait, actor Bonnie Hunt, actor and comedian Eric Idle, and Williams' 3 children each gave speeches. Other notable attendees include singers Bette Midler and Josh Groban, actors Danny DeVito, Jeff Bridges, Ben Stiller, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and directors George Lucas, Chris Columbus, Gus Van Sant, and Penny Marshall. Stevie Wonder gave a musical performance. 3 films that Williams appeared in were released after his death. A Merry Friggin' Christmas and Night at the Museum Secret of the Tomb hit theaters in November and December of 2014, respectively. Williams' last movie was Boulevard in July of 2015. He played Nolan Mack, a husband in a loving yet passionless marriage opposite Kathy Baker. Mack hides his homosexuality, but that changes when he has an encounter with a young male prostitute. Just after his death, Williams' wife, Susan Schneider, disclosed on August 13th that her late husband had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which he had not revealed publicly. The degenerative disease affects the nervous system, eventually hampering movement and speech. She also confirmed that the actor was battling depression and anxiety, but that he had maintained his sobriety. And that's it.
All right, everybody. Favorite Robin Williams movie?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh man,
Mrs. Doubtfire?
I've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire either.
Jesus Christ.
I know. No, I feel like every time I come down here,
There's so
disappoint
many,
you guys
but
a little bit more.
There's a lot
That one
of-
is
there's
so.
a lot of them.
That one is just like there's so much to unpack in that movie, and it's so
mine's
fucking funny.
almost a tie, I think. So Death Smoochie is amazing.
Oh God, yes.
So I love that movie because
Yeah, good
him
one,
and
good
Edward
one.
Norton both give like great performances. They're fucking hilarious. That is a great dark comedy.
My favorite part in that movie is the cookies.
Yeah, that's
It's a rocket ship.
it's a fucked up movie, but it's funnier as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Also, it might be. I gotta say though, my favorite isn't even a comedy of his, and it's What Dreams May Come.
Oh, that's a beautiful
I
movie.
love
That is a
that movie. That's
beautiful
probably one of
movie.
my if I had a top 10 list of favorite movies, that one's probably on there. So I love that movie. Like back whenever it came out, not only did it win like best visual effects or whatever for not in '98, but like it's just a gorgeous fucking movie.
It is a beautiful movie.
And it's well done. The music's amazing. It's just a very, very good movie. And it pulls the strings every time I watch it, man.
I think for me is the reason for Mrs. Doubtfire is that there's so many funny moments in the movie, but there's also
serious.
a lot of like this, you know, the divorce, right, between the two parents, and I could
Very
really,
realistic.
I could relate
Divorce,
to that,
babe,
you know,
divorce.
like, but like also the fact that the mom is keeping him from his children, and like I can remember being a kid and going like, I don't understand. He's a good dad. Like he may not be very responsible, but he's a good dad.
Yeah.
And then like remembering, I don't even remember who
Fuck
it was.
you, Sally Field.
Right. I don't even remember who it was, but I remember asking somebody, and it was adult, and going like, why won't she let him see his kids? I don't get it. And they're like, well, you'll understand when you're older. And then like I'm
I
watching
still don't
it.
get it.
I'm watching
No.
it as an
Yeah.
adult, and I'm going, I still don't
I
understand.
still don't understand.
I mean, if I was married to him and we got a divorce, I would not keep him from those children.
No.
100%.
I
He's
mean-
not it's not like he was a raging alcoholic.
No, he was
or
a good
abusive.
father. I mean,
He was just he was a little irresponsible, but like
yeah, like I understand why she
in a very playful way.
I understand why she doesn't want to be married to him anymore, but he's still a good father.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, I just loved all the the run by fruiting and the I mean, just like all of the hilarities
The
in the
comedic
movie, and then
quotes.
also this beautiful story between him and his kids.
Yeah.
It's just it's a good movie.
Yep, it's a very good movie. Eric?
And there's two movies I can think of that are like the serious roles is like Patch Adams and Shit.
Semi-serious, but yeah, that is pretty serious.
what's that one where he's like grows up as a
Jack.
Jack.
There,
Oh, Jack is a good one.
Man, that one's always pulls my
That's a very
pulls
good
my
movie. Jack
heartstrings.
is.
But like for like the comedic stuff, I really did enjoy that movie with him and Seth Green and John Travolta. Old Dogs.
Old Dogs. I didn't care for that movie.
You didn't like that movie?
I didn't like it.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was kind of like, I don't know, it was just like one of the movies that felt like
And then
it was like they were just phoning it in a little bit. You know,
The,
him and John
the
Travolta
part
were,
that I think is just amazing is that
Yeah.
that old woman, just because of the
Yes.
fact that he made him break. Because
That's probably one of my least favorite movies of his, just because it feels
I
like
don't care for old
him and
dogs
John
very much.
Travolta are just there for paychecks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and then I mean Aladdin's like a good one.
Yeah.
You know, it's comedic. Man.
It's hard to pick, isn't it? He's
It
got
is.
a lot of really good movies.
Like if I really want to go by like his acting and like him being serious, I've got to go with Jack. But like his comedic stuff.
You want to go movie, you could always go Robin Williams on Broadway.
Oh
Yeah.
God, well that's stand up. I mean, I
It's
don't
still
know
a
if you-
movie, though. I mean,
That one's fucking hilarious.
it's fucking
Mhm.
hilarious, is what it is. That movie or that stand up is like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
hilarious.
Mhm.
It's fucking hilarious. If you ever get a chance, watch him on Broadway. That shit is funny.
Mhm.
The part where just the whole segment where he's talking about how the Scottish invented golf
Yeah.
is fucking hilarious, man.
That was a little straight stick, little fucked up stick.
A little fucked up stick.
And when you
and
do
on
this
the top of
once-
it, it's gonna have a little flag just to give you a little fucking hope.
And you do this once, no, 18
18
fucking
fucking
times,
So you said in the hole. No, we got to put the pole.
hundreds of
Hundreds
yards
of
away.
We're gonna put up trees and hills
And
and
high
bushes
grass.
just
Bushes
to fuck
just
with
to
your
fuck
ball
with you.
again.
You get in the grass and you feel like you're fucking have a stroke. You feel
The
like
fuck, that's what we'll call it?
A stroke.
Because that's what you feel like when you're.
whacking away like a tire iron.
It's fucking hilarious.
He's talking about Tiger Woods. We wouldn't let him join. How'd he learn to play?
Mine's probably Jumanji, considering it was like one of my favorite movies as a kid.
But it's got animals in it.
It's not an animal
Jesus.
movie.
It's fucking Jumanji.
it
It's from the
is.
jungle. It's very
It's
much
a jungle movie.
an
I mean, they had a
animal movie.
No,
stampede.
it's not. It's not based solely around animals.
The boy literally turns into a monkey.
Yeah.
That
True.
don't count. It's not an animal movie, and you know it.
I mean, there was a stampede of animals.
The animals don't talk, besides the boy.
Just saying. You like
you want to
animal
get technical, all movies are animals because we're all mammals, and mammals are animals.
movies. Manimals? Anyway, so Jumanji's your favorite of his?
Yes.
You haven't seen enough Robin Williams movies then. It's good.
Good Morning
Jumanji's very
Vietnam.
good.
No, I
but-
don't watch a lot of movies.
Good Morning Vietnam.
It's always good
Yeah.
when you get his comedy and you also get the serious in the same
Yeah.
movie because man, that man could do.
He could do
He
both.
he
yeah.
could turn on them waterworks for
Mhm.
you and
Oh,
like
yeah, for
like
sure.
you could be laughing one minute and ball in the next.
be like-
Like
But it's not even because of him that I love What Dreams May Come. Like, yeah, he's great in the movie. He does a fantastic job. But the movie itself is what is great. That's why it was hard between that and Death to Smoochie. Because Death to Smoochie is all him and Edward Norton. Like, they fucking
you
sell
ever
that
seen that
movie.
movie?
I don't think I have.
You've never
Oh
seen Death
my
to Smoochie?
God.
I
Oh
might
my
have,
God,
but
dude.
it's not run off the top.
It's so good.
They're both child like entertainers, kind of like Barney or whatever, and Robin Williams is.
Smoochie's like Barney. and
Well,
then-
no, I'm saying like they're child entertainers like
Yeah.
Barney, like they're on TV and they entertain children.
Uh-huh.
And Robin Williams is the big one, like he's the big guy.
What's his name in it? He's
Rainbow
like,
Randolph.
Rainbow, yeah.
And then he gets thrown over for.
When did this come out?
Oh, it's been years ago.
Yeah. He gets thrown over for Edward Norton's character, and he gets pissed off because he thinks it's Edward Norton's fault. So he starts going after Edward Norton.
He wants to kill Edward Norton's
Yeah,
character.
Death to Smoochie, because that's
So
his
that's why it's called
character's
Death to
name.
Smoochie.
Like, he's a purple rhinoceros.
Like, it's
yeah.
It's hitting a bell, but man, it's probably been so long since.
Do you remember the
I've seen it.
cookies? He bakes cookies and he puts them in the bag, and then the bag comes down, and Edward Norton pulls it out, and it's a dick
it's a
and
dick and
balls.
balls.
Mm.
He's
And
like,
he pulls
it's
it out.
A spaceship.
He's like, because he's surrounded by kids, and he's like, it's a rocket ship. And, you know, so then Robin Williams comes running down because he's pissed because he figured out a way to get around it. He comes running down and he's like, it's a cock and balls! Yeah, it's really funny.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Mhm.
They
I'll
sell
have
that
to
movie.
watch it,
It's
Yeah.
really
or at
good.
least watch it again. I don't remember. If I
Oh my
watched it or
god,
not.
it's easy. Oh my god.
Toy. That's
Toy,
another
oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh,
Toy.
Toys, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
Yeah,
good one.
toys.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
him and Joan Cusack, I think.
Joan Cusack.
Joan
Yeah, she
Cusack.
plays the robot sister.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's Robin Williams. Let's move on here. What's everybody been watching?
What the hell have you been watching?
Let's start with Madison. What have you been watching, Madison?
I watched an episode of Good Girls with Ada at the beginning, or right after last podcast last week. And then I watched a few episodes of Jane the Virgin, again with Ada, but not much. And then I watched a few episodes of One Piece too, and that's about it.
We'll just go ahead and go. You got one more?
The one that we watched together, but I'll let you say it.
Oh, well, it's my turn anyway. So. Just go
It's
ahead and
my
say it.
turn.
Well, first off, I watched one episode of we watched Arcane today because they're going to be coming out with a new season in November, I believe. So like,
couldn't come fast enough.
I know, right? Well, it's been fucking 2 or 3 years now since the first season. Have you guys ever seen Arcane?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Have you
been
seen
a
it?
while. No, I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen
Oh, man,
episodes
it's
here and
such a
there. I
good
haven't-
It's
fucking
really
show.
good show.
Like
I watched that
like
show,
I
like,
love League
7
of Legends.
times.
Like it's one of my all-time favorite games.
It's a really good game.
And but the community in that game is so fucking toxic. It's retarded. People are mean in that game, and all because they're like, "Oh, you suck," blah blah blah. Like they are brutal. So I don't play it that often because I don't like bantering like that. Because
Yeah.
I don't like, I don't want to have to. I don't want to get confrontational with people over a video game.
Right.
Yeah.
That and brings my ego down. And my ego's too
It
fragile
sends
for that.
like competitive games like online games like that drive my fucking heart rate through my blood pressure through the roof because I'm like I get
Yeah,
super.
these
You're supposed to
obnoxious
play to
kids and
relax.
shit.
I don't
I
understand.
don't. No, like I
the-
can't because like it's not that I like get worked up. My problem is that I don't like feeding into people's egos.
Well, no,
and
that's
shit like
that's
that
what I'm saying.
online.
Like, I don't understand that mentality. Like, I don't understand people who get on those games and start being that way.
I don't
because
like to lose though either.
You
so
get,
that's another
you get
problem
on,
for me.
You get on games to relax, and like people who act that way are obviously not relaxing, and they're not allowing other people to relax either.
it's-
I just don't get
That's
it.
why I don't like trash
Just get-
talkers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Call of Duty. You come across a lot of people that are
Yeah,
obnoxious
and
as
if
shit.
you look it up, our League of Legends is one of the most toxic games out. It has been for years. Look up like the most toxic games to play, and I guarantee you, League of Legends is probably number one. Either that or fucking Call of Duty, and I
Yeah.
play both. So
It's your fault.
I'm not toxic. I don't trash talk.
Or
people.
Madden. Madden's another one.
I heard Madden's pretty bad. Yeah.
You'll get people messaging you over that.
But if
game.
you haven't seen Arcane, dude, do yourself a favor and watch it. Like, it's really, really good. Because the show takes place in one city, but like outside of that city, there's
League of
so
Legends.
much more lore in that world. It's fucking insane.
League of Legends, CSGO, Dota 2, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Overwatch, Grand Theft Auto, Dark Souls, Rainbow Six,
Told you,
Team Fortress,
League of
World
Legends
of
number
Warcraft
one.
is another one.
World of
Yeah.
Warcraft, Rocket League, Sonic, Valorant,
Sonic. What?
and then Halo.
Who the fuck is toxic on
yeah,
Sonic?
how can
Fuck
you
you,
be
Tails! You
Quit
fucking
flying around me, you piece
two-tailed
of shit!
bitch!
Fucking
Yeah.
keep up.
Yeah,
No,
League of
you
Legends,
didn't take
number
all my
one.
fucking
See?
rings. You
It's
son
just
of a
bad.
bitch.
Also, I watched. We watched one episode of the new season of True Detective. I've seen the other 3 seasons, so I feel like I wouldn't be doing my duty as a human being if I didn't watch
I
the
gotta
new
watch
season.
the other one too.
So I've seen them all, and so far the first season's by far the best. The
I've
second
got high
season-
hopes.
Second season was okay. Third season was good. It was almost it went back onto the right track. Only it just wasn't as dark and gritty as the first season, which is what I loved about it. This season though seems like it's going to be pretty good. It's got Jodie Foster in it, so it's got to be good. But like so far, she's like a very like crude like police chief or something, and she's pretty awesome. So we've only seen one episode, but I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Like even Crystal's like, I have no idea what is going on, and I
Get
don't
to the
either.
end. I have
Well,
no
they're
idea
trying
what
to, like-
happened, but it's amazing.
They're trying to like put all these characters into one episode to like get you to like I don't want to meet and know all these people in one episode. Like stretch it out. But I think they're trying to get onto the story, so which is fine, I guess. But well, hopefully the next. I think there's only 4 or 5 episodes out right now. Also, I watched. I wrote them down.
Episode of Rick and Morty, I thought.
I didn't write mine
I think
down,
I
but
fin-
I haven't
I-
been like continue watching.
I finished Rick and Morty this season. I don't know if that was this week or last week. I watched The Beekeeper, that action
Is it any
movie.
good?
I liked it. It was really good. It kind of gave me like not old school action, but like early 2000s action vibes, kind of
Oh, okay.
a little bit. So it was really good. I really liked it. I liked that it wasn't like over the top. There was a story, and it was too fucking realistic. Like it was realistic in like the aspect of like the lady that he's trying to avenge gets screwed over, like taken for by some scammers, and they
Oh.
take like $2 million from this lady, so she kills herself. Well, he goes out to like fuck these people up, and the first thing he says, he walks into one of their offices. He says, "Repeat after me. You will not steal or take advantage of the weak or blah 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 anymore." And like they don't listen. They're like, "Oh, whatever, man." So he beats the fuck out of this dude with a phone and says, "Now repeat after me." And then it's really good. He's like, "Now you might want to leave because I'm about to burn this place down." And it's really good. It's really good.
That sounds
And
pretty
Jason
good.
Statham being a badass as usual. And I'd recommend that one. And then we watched Wonka with the kids. So
I heard good things about that.
it's not bad. I really liked it. I thought it was going to be retarded. And
Yeah.
then everyone was like, "It's a musical." I was like, I didn't know it was a musical.
of course
And,
it is.
both
Aren't they
were-
all?
It was going to be a musical either.
are they all?
Yeah.
They all are. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all music.
I didn't
Yeah.
think about it. I was like, yeah, I guess it is a musical. It was really good, though. I liked it.
I'm not a fan of any of the Wonka movies.
Charlie and the Chocolate
No.
Factory is not so much of a musical, but it's
Charlie
mean-
and the Chocolate Factory's good in its own way.
yeah, it's its
but
own
you can't
version.
go
twist
wrong
to it.
with the first one. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
I like the
I
first
didn't
one.
like-
It's just boring, I guess,
didn't
to
like
me.
the
Little bit,
blonde.
yeah.
And then the second, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the only good thing that came out of that was Mumbler!
Oh yeah.
And then that was it.
This one's good. I think Timothy Chalamet is, well, for one, he's like definitely a generation of his, like he's the beginning of that generation of great actors.
Yeah.
He's one of those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's starting off, and, you know, he's going places as an actor as long as he keeps doing the right thing because he's taking all the right rules.
Kind of like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He knows how to play character roles really well. He's
Yeah.
a good character actor, so I'll give it to him. He's a good actor. At first, I didn't like him until I
Yeah.
saw him in Dune.
Yeah.
And he was great in Dune. And then I'm like, all right, well, he's not so bad. And then I saw him in Wonka. I was like, all right, this guy's all right. Plus that bit with him and Pete Davidson on SNL where they're rapping.
Yeah.
Shit is fucking
That's
hilarious,
hilarious.
dude.
That one was great.
Anyway, that's all I watched this week.
I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was really good.
It's funny.
It was really, really good.
It's a funny movie.
Family Guy, Becky, Videodrome, The Onion Movie, and The Wrath of Becky.
The Onion movie.
I've never seen either of them Becky movies.
I liked them.
I've heard they were good.
Yeah, most people's complaint was like in the first one, how does a 14-year-old girl take down a bunch of neo-Nazis or whatever?
Mhm.
I didn't have that complaint just
I heard
because...
Kevin James was like the best part of that movie because he plays the main Nazi or whatever.
He was good. But I don't know. I don't think he was great.
No. What's the name? What's the dude's name? Is it Sean Patrick or Sean something? In the second one, he's like the
Stifler.
main. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah,
his name.
yeah.
It's just like Sean Patrick Flannery or something.
No, Sean Patrick Flannery's Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
I
but
can't
you're
remember.
right, Sean. Fuck.
Sean something. I don't remember his name, but he was also
Yeah,
in,
look
like,
that up because it's gonna
Goon.
bother the
he was
shit
in
out of me.
Goon, and he
But I
also-
will tell you, he did much better
Did he?
in the second
He's
one.
a good actor. I wish
he-
people would give him
look,
more of a chance, man.
He was the first time I saw him play a bad guy was in Bloodline,
Mhm.
and he was really, really good in that. And then in this one, dude gave me fucking chills. Like he was really good
I think he's a great
in
actor.
The Wrath of Becky.
Whatever you
Sean
give it-
William Scott.
Sean William
There you
Scott.
go.
See, I knew it was a 3-name thing.
Yeah, but yeah, the first one was pretty good. I would say that to the naysayers, like it was her turf. First of all, they underestimated her. There's a lot of reasons that she could have won, I guess, in my opinion. So I'm not really upset about the whole 14-year-old taking out a bunch of neo-Nazis. And then the second one, I really liked. I liked the first one, but I really liked the second one.
Second one was better.
In my opinion.
Probably gave it a bigger budget, things like that.
Probably, yeah. But I really liked the second one. The second one I like better. I think, not because Kevin James did a bad job, but I really liked the bad guy in the second one. Yeah. But that's it. That's all I watched. And the
Wow,
Onion movie was hilarious.
That's all you watched?
Hilarious, yeah.
Man, she had a slow week this week.
I told you I wasn't feeling good. Like, I didn't feel good at all last week.
All right, Eric, what'd you watch?
So I watched Detective Pikachu.
As you should.
Didn't you already watch that like just a couple months ago?
No, it's probably been over a year or so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that.
See, I'm
It's
not
good.
the only
It's
one
good.
that
Yeah, it's a
rewatches
good movie.
movies.
Huh?
I'm not the only one that rewatches movies.
Rewatch some movies. I mean, there are sometimes I'll throw in some movies that I haven't seen.
I rewatch a lot of things.
I watched
Yeah.
the second Hitman's The Wife's Bodyguard.
Oh, yeah,
One.
the Hitman's
Yeah.
wife's bodyguard.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny at the end when she's like, "Yeah, I adopted you," and like both.
I can't
"What the
remember if I
fuck?"
watched the second one. I know I watched the first one. I don't
Second
think I
one's
watched
pretty
the
good
second
too.
one.
Second one's pretty good.
I saw a part where like Selma Hayek just rips a big one, and I'm like, I don't want to see Selma Hayek fart. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. That's not cool to me. Like
There's a part where like they shove Ryan Reynolds in the trunk and then they have sex and all you hear is like, oh, he's in the trunk while they're having sex. It's yeah,
I will say
very
that
obnoxious.
I do love that trio of people in a movie together, like
Yeah.
Selma Hayek, Sam Jackson, and Ryan Reynolds in a movie together.
Yeah,
You can't go wrong.
It's funny. I watched Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh,
Yeah,
some classic
it was,
action.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
And then I watched I watched Wonka. I did watch Wonka. That was one movie I watched with the kids over the weekend.
We had a whole thing with the Wonka thing. We like had the kids like shacked up on the floor. We all got snacks. They're all blanketed up and shit, and we all just hung out Saturday night and watched Wonka for a couple hours.
Did you get like Wonka bars?
No, they just had
Oh.
snacks and all kinds of stuff, and we just kind of made a movie night out of it. But they seemed to really like it. But then that's why Jackson's sick, because they decided to sleep on the floor that night, and he woke up with a sore throat and everything else. So now
And it
he's
went downhill. From
fighting an infection. So yeah.
Poor kid.
Yeah, well, you know what? I also told him you probably shouldn't sleep on the floor because you'll get sick. And they didn't listen. Oh, we'll be
Please,
all right. We'll be all right. Can
Dad.
we please? Like, you get sick, it's on you. Nope, no, it's on me because now I've got to pay for it. So
Elliot, I don't know how many times I've tried telling him to sleep in his damn bed. I'll find him laying on the floor right beside his bed. It's like, boy, why?
yeah, right.
You have a bed.
Yeah, well, they don't understand. Like that's where all the cold air is. That's where that's the draftiest part of the house is nearest to the floor. Kids don't understand that shit. Like, you woke up with a sore throat because you slept on the floor. Like cavemen slept on the floor. Like we're not cavemen anymore. We have beds.
Yeah.
I think some cavemen even had beds.
The rich ones.
Yeah,
Like
the rich
hay
ones,
beds
yeah.
and stuff.
That's my rock.
Fur
The one who had
beds.
more rocks
Fur.
than the other ones. They
They probably
had
did
beds.
have beds, actually.
Those
They probably
are my
slept on
cave.
rocks with fur.
Yeah.
At least, to be somewhat comfortable. Those are the rich ones, yeah. Anyway,
My hair- hay
Mammoth
barrel.
pelts. Mammoth pelts.
mammoth pelts, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the movie.
All right, well, that's all we watched. Let's move on here. Let's get into our movie this week. We watched Jumanji from
Woo!
1995.
I was excited to watch this one.
Karen, you got that synopsis?
I do.
Sis?
When siblings Judy and Peter discover an enchanted board game that opens the door to a magical world, they unwittingly invite Alan, an adult who's been trapped inside the game for 26 years, into their living room. Alan's only hope for freedom is to finish the game, which proves risky as all three find themselves running from giant rhinoceroses, evil monkeys, and other terrifying creatures. Rated PG, 1 hour and 44 minutes. Robin Williams as Alan, Kirsten Dunst as Judy, Bradley Pierce as Peter, and Bonnie Hunt as Sarah Whittle, and Jonathan Hyde as the dad and the hunter. That's
So
it.
here's my question: out of all the things that came out of Jumanji, what was the thing that you'd fear the most?
Ooh.
Oh,
Them spiders.
man, I don't even know. if I'd go
Spiders.
with this.
The mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes do creep me out a lot. Like,
Because they like, apparently they land you in the hospital.
yeah, no
And
shit.
like they could like,
Yeah, but a lion will eat your ass. So
yeah, but at least,
Spiders.
I don't know, maybe that'll, like you just die. But like, it seems like that would be pretty painful and awful
I'm gonna
what you
say,
go through with those
I'm gonna say of
mosquitoes. I don't
all
know.
of it, some of it's kind of creepy. I know being hunted would suck, but also the vines in the house were pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah.
like
Good
that
Lord.
was
The quicksand.
the quicksand.
Oh, yeah, getting stuck on the floor would suck.
Yeah, but like if you
Spiders.
would just let go, you just went down to the next floor.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
a pretty fall drop or pretty far.
Pretty fall drop.
Yeah, pretty fall
Pretty
drop.
fall
Yeah,
drop.
pretty far.
Yeah, but like if she hadn't done what she did, like where would he have ended up? You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess the scariest
I don't
part for
know.
me,
Mine's the monsoon.
the monsoon.
Yeah, with the crocodiles and everything.
Yeah, that would
was
suck.
that would suck. Yeah. Yeah, that might be the scariest part, really.
Spiders.
Spiders, you could fuck them up.
Yeah, they were big enough you could do something about that.
Yeah.
No.
If there were like millions of little ones, I'd be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if they were little ones, yeah, like that would
And
be
them big
scary. But
bastards,
them,
hell, like he was doing, just take an axe to them.
yeah,
Shotgun, whatever.
dude, that axe part was fucking hilarious. He picks up the axe and starts banging on the door, and he's like,
That's probably
Right.
that's probably my favorite part of the whole movie.
"Oh yeah,
That-
easily."
like because he breaks that fourth wall a little bit. and
Yeah,
just
he
looks at
like
the camera
smashes the door, and then he's like,
Yeah, it probably is my favorite part of the whole movie.
"I think he's probably my favorite character, Peter."
Oh yeah, he's a little badass.
He's hilarious.
yeah, he's a little badass. He does more than anybody.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he does.
He's always taking initiative. Like I got this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's probably one
Had
of
to
my
get his
favorite
pants
characters.
ripped open for his tail.
Yeah. He's like, "That's not it."
Yeah, that's not it. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on here. Let's get into the movie. And
That kid was adorable though.
He was. He really was. Monkey or not.
Yeah.
monkey or not.
He was an adorable kid.
All right, so this is a pretty
The
long
screen.
plot synopsis. So I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible.
Doesn't even want
Um,
to read none.
It's because there's a lot here to read.
Girl, what do you think I do? It's my
Read slowly.
thing. No, that's my thing. I read.
That's all right.
Um,
We'll talk through it.
Well, at least give me an opportunity to stop at certain points so that we can get through. It's not terribly long, but it is long. It's longer than what we're used to. So who messaged me? Jesus. Oh, Gavin's got a fever. All right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm over
You
it.
guys, I'm next.
I don't know. I woke up this morning and Jackson was in bed with me, so I'd be worried about me. Man, you better not get me sick, dude. And I was like cuddled up to him, like, "Hey, buddy."
I was
And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're sick."
Ah!
Yeah, watch it. Like I said, Sharp's been going around pretty hardcore.
All right, so this jumps around through time, like it goes from point in time, like it starts out at 1869. All right, so 1869. To remove traces of something that has previously haunted them, the brothers Benjamin and Caleb, I didn't even know they had names.
No, me neither. Well, they went deep.
Yeah, sprawl try to, that's their last name, Sproul. They even had last names for
I was
these
getting ready to
kids.
say they know their middle names, their mom's names, mom's
Yeah, no
maiden
shit.
name.
Like, what's their grandpa's name?
What's
Yeah.
their kids' names?
Try to get rid of the chest in a forest a mile near the town of Brantford, New Hampshire. Terrified of the foreboding content of the chest, the two boys ride back to town after finishing burying it deep and hope that no one ever finds it. 1969.
You fucked up.
Digging out the past.
How far away? What time period was that?
That was 1869.
Oh.
At the very
100
beginning, with the
years
two
later.
boys, they buried like, "Oh, may God have mercy on their souls," or whatever. A century later, in Brantford, 12-year-old Alan Parrish is out riding his bike, but is forced to flee from the local gang of bullies by Billy Jessup to the Parrish Shoe Company factory, owned by his father, Sam Parrish, where he meets his oldest friend, Carl Bentley. I love that his last name is Bentley, like the car. One of Sam's employees. Carl shows off
It's a bit of irony that his car gets completely fucked up during the
yeah.
movie.
Like completely.
They call him the Soul Man. Carl shows off his prototype sneaker to Alan, which was very advanced for the time.
Oh yeah.
Like for
Right.
never making a sneaker before, that thing looked like it.
Well,
like,
he
Straight came from the
up with
80s.
it.
no,
He
the
ca-
'90s, like right out of the '90s.
Yeah, he came up with it.
He didn't just buy it off of a
That's
shelf.
why
in
he's called the
future.
Soul Man.
No, he just hitched a ride with Doc Brown and was like, "Hey, take me to the future. I want to show this guy a new shoe."
He said it was going to revolutionize the shoe industry.
Yeah. Carl shows
Just like
off
the
his prototype sneaker to Alan, hoping Sam will approve production and lead to great financial success. Sam catches Alan hiding from Billy Jessup and sends him outside to stand and face his fears like a man, leaving Alan disappointed in his dad's faith in him. When Alan accidentally damages a machine with the prototype sneaker Carl hoped to present, Carl takes the blame and loses his job. Outside the factory, an irritated Alan tries to resolve the issue Billy has with him hanging out with his girlfriend, but it doesn't last after the bullies beat Alan up and steal his bicycle.
I don't understand that.
Does this sound familiar to you?
What?
A boy hanging out with his dude's girlfriend.
Oh yeah. I don't understand it though. Like, wouldn't you want to be friends with the rich kid?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that in this sense, like, those kids probably aren't rich, so they're probably jealous.
Sarah knew what
despise
she was
him.
up to.
Yeah, Sarah knew what she was doing. She's like,
Well, that's what I'm
What?
saying. Like, wouldn't you
I'll
want to
date the cute guy through high school, but once we out of here, I'm going to date the rich kid.
I don't get it. Like, wouldn't you want to be friends with the rich kid? Like, he's got all the cool shit.
I don't know, it depends. You never know. Alan might have been a little prick in school. Like,
He didn't seem like it.
no, he didn't seem like it, but still. I don't know. He's kind of pretentious towards his dad.
Well, his dad's a dick.
Yeah. You don't get rich from being nice.
That is true.
Yeah.
Unless you're nice enough to show someone your feet.
Like on OnlyFans.
What?
Like on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
look on your face, unless you're nice enough to show someone your feet.
it's true. They make a lot of money doing that shit.
It's true. Yeah.
Alan is then enticed by the luring sounds of a tribal drum beats and follows the noises to a construction site building executive God damn it.
Who's the slow
Offices
reader?
near the factory without the sounds attracting the attention of anyone else. Inside a wall of mud, Alan digs out and finds the same chest buried 100 years ago, containing an elaborate jungle adventure board game called Jumanji. So what I don't understand
How
though,
did none of them see him.
well they did. You saw one of the construction
The
workers.
one
spotted him.
guy.
Yeah. Well, they looked like they were going to lunch. But, like, my thing is like, so Alan hears it, but those other kids were just there, like, not even 5 minutes before that, and it didn't try to get their attention?
I didn't understand it either until I read trivia.
Okay, we'll get there. Before Alan can
I
examine the
wrote
box...
notes down too about it, but
Huh?
I wrote notes about it too. But I mean, what's the point of reading them now? Because now I know.
Oh, okay. Damn it, I lost one. Okay, before Alan can...
But they could have explained it in the movie. That's all
examine
I'm
the
saying.
box, construction workers starting to get back to work notice him, and he then runs off to take the game home to the parish mansion. You also have to understand, so they know that he's the owners, because those buildings, what was being built was for the parishes. The parishes were
But
having
he's
these
a
office
kid,
buildings
and it's
built.
a construction site.
Yes, but maybe... Well, this is also 1969, where it probably wasn't that uncommon to see kids playing in construction areas. They're like... They didn't have OSHA back then. Like, so...
I don't know. Like, to me, though, the weird thing is like, if you see something like that's buried and it's got a lock on it too, like, doesn't that give you pause?
I'd be curious.
No, I'd be like, treasure?
Sure, curious, but like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe treasure, but like, once you open it and you just see it's a board game, like, wouldn't you be
I'd be like, oh.
a little like,
Nah,
I'd
no?
be disappointed.
I'd take it. Fuck yeah.
I mean,
I'm like, fuck, this thing looks awesome.
this thing probably
I'd be
worth
just
a
like
bunch.
him. Like, I'd be taking that bitch home with me. Like, this is awesome.
I don't know.
I'm
I'd be,
trying this
I'd be
out.
wondering why it was locked up.
I
I'd be
wouldn't.
wondering why no one tried to
I
sell
would not be wondering why it was locked up. It looked like a harmless game.
Yeah, that's why you'd get sucked in.
Damn right. Goddamn right I would. I'd be
were
Alan
predict-
stuck
you
in
guys-
stuck in
they
Jumanji
were-
for 26
What happened to
years.
They were-
Joseph? I don't know. He fucking disappeared.
Yeah, they were predicting the future. Kids getting sucked into their video games.
That's true. She's not lying.
Yeah.
All right. Back home, Alan is very interested in the exotic-looking game, but forgets about it after his mom, Carol, finds him beaten up from his run-in with Billy's gang. Later that night, Sam and Carol are about to leave Alan at home to attend a party where Sam will make a speech as guest of honor, but stop to try and let Sam make amends for leaving him to deal with the bullies on his own. Revealing that they intend to have Alan attend the esteemed Cliffside School for Boys. An argument erupts between him and Sam, and an unhappy Alan decides to try and run away from home.
Let's run away from the rich family.
I mean, how old was he? 11 or something like that?
12.
Like, I understand. Like, I was that age and wanted to run away, but granted, my life was not as prestigious as his. Mine was very poor, and there were reasons why I wanted to run away from home. But, like, he's, like, got it made. I don't know.
I mean, so what his dad yells at him from time to time?
He's just a kid with angst, and he just thought that was the right... He would have been back... He'd have made it halfway down the street and realized, nah, I'm not going anywhere. I know where the food's at. It's at home. Like,
Now he packed a loaf
packed
of bread
loaf of bread,
and
yeah.
some peanut butter or
yeah,
something.
some peanut butter or some
Yeah.
shit. All right, first move.
But what about mom's baked stew?
Yeah, you'll
I'm
figure
gonna
it
go
out.
back home.
Hey, what happened? Hold on a minute here.
Yeah. Oh. Thought he was agreeing with
They
me.
skipped some shit here. Okay.
You're gonna have to explain it.
Oh, okay, sorry. This is... Okay, so... first move. However, his friend Sarah Whittle appears at the front door to give his bike back and explains she told Billy to stop picking on him for hanging out with her. I think it's supposed to be hanging out, not having out. Because if he was having out, I understand why he beat him up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little different situation.
Yeah. Before Alan can run away from home, the two are interrupted by the sounds of drums. They then head back inside to take a look at Jumanji. After reading the instructions, Alan invites Sarah to play the game, but she is uninterested and throws the dice at the game, causing the rhinoceros token to automatically accept it as a roll and strangely move itself across the board, and a message appears on the crystal ball, triggering a summoning of shrieking bats into the fireplace.
Why does Sarah look so much older than Alan? Like, as kids, and so did the other kid, too. Why would the kid be jealous
I think
of
it's just
someone
because
who's so
she's
much
taller,
younger?
but also, I
The other
mean,
kids
in the
look older,
future though,
too.
even like she still looks taller than Robin Williams. I think she is actually.
She is.
Like she looks like she's probably about 6 foot tall. She's a tall lady. So I don't know.
I didn't notice it so much when they were adults, but
As a
Yeah.
kid, yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
saw. Well, there was one part where they were standing really close to each other, and she was like almost. I bet she was every bit of an inch taller than him. So, it was just like one scene that I noticed.
You made that sound so good. Every bit of an inch.
An inch is a lot, right, Eric? 1 inch can mean a lot.
It can mean the difference in a laugh or oh my god.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Why you guys gonna make everything weird?
When Sarah becomes scared and pleads to give up playing, Alan starts putting the game away, but accidentally makes his first move when the grandfather clock chimes and he drops the dice, making the elephant token move along its path. The crystal ball message states that he must wait in a jungle until a 5 or 8 is rolled. They should have just said it how it's said on the board.
in the jungle you must wait until
the dice read
there's
5 or 8.
8.
Yeah, which is great.
That also
And
rhymes.
to their horror, he is then gradually sucked into the game central ball, with Alan begging Sarah to roll the dice again. Attracted by the sounds of their screaming, the swarm of bats released by the
Oh,
game flock out
It's
of the
magnetic.
fireplace and then attack Sarah and chase her out of the house, leaving the game and Alan behind. See, this is what I don't understand. Like, so she saw him get sucked into a game, and she had to have, like, over 26 years, said it in her head over and over again what it said right before he got sucked into the game. Like, until the dice read 5 or 8. Why
Mhm.
wouldn't she just go get the game
Mm-hmm.
and at the very least find 2 more people to play the game with?
Well,
And, you know what I mean?
yeah, and like my thing is to like too like his
Like, we
dad,
need to get Alan back.
Yeah, like his dad was so heartbroken, right? Like they talk about that later, that his dad was like so heartbroken. If you are that heartbroken that you are like just, you know, you're spending all your money and you're losing your business and all that, wouldn't you like eventually just give in to the ravings of a mad kid? Like, wouldn't you just give in and be like, oh, it was the game, it sucked him in, all right, I'm gonna go with you on it, let's do
Or
this.
even the fact that, like, the game was, like, him and his wife could have came home, but, like,
and see the game,
see the game
like,
sitting there, like, well, you know, this was the last thing he was doing before he disappeared. Let's play the game,
yeah.
you know?
And yeah, I agree with you. The obvious thing is for her to put the fucking obvious like pieces together. I mean,
It seems like after he disappeared, it just drove her nuts, and everybody was
yeah,
like,
like
oh,
you would
well,
think that
he's
she would
gone.
be reliving that over and over and over in her head and go like, oh, duh,
Duh.
somebody needs to roll.
We
But
need
like,
to roll
I
a
guess
5
like
or an
she
8.
was terrified, but like you said, get other people to play.
Yeah, but still, if you cared about Alan in any, you know, sort of way, like, you'd at least try to help. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
get
God,
him-
we
get
need
him
to
out
help
of there.
Alan
If
get
you were
back.
really that guilty.
No,
or
she just
whatever.
left him pretty much to die. Like, there was a death sentence, and she was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, fuck it," you know what I mean? I'll go on about my life. And I thought that was kind of fucked up on her. Like, the whole time I'm thinking, like,
I know,
you're
I never
you're
put that
kind of a
together.
bitch.
Didn't he even
I never
say it?
put
He
that
was
together.
Like, all you had to do was roll the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
Just
put that
roll the
together
dice.
every other time I've watched this, but this time I was like, that was kind of fucking selfish of her.
Yeah, because if you think about it, they, like, in the future, they literally only roll the dice, like, 3 times, and bam, he's back.
Yeah,
Like,
it wouldn't take much.
Yeah, if they would have just
'Cause
rolled the
they have
dice then
two-
and there,
they have two
he would have been in
dice.
there for, like, 10 minutes.
Yeah, they have 2 dice. I mean, it doesn't say that both of them have to read 5 or 8 or whatever. It just says 5 or 8.
What if by some chance you play the entire game? Like, how does the game work if he's not there to roll the dice himself?
He just skips over him
Yeah, you
until
skip
Okay,
his
but
turn.
here's the other thing. When the game's over, does it release him?
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
like
Think
what if
so.
what if she never hit a 5 or 8? She finished
Yeah.
the game.
I would imagine that. Well, because yeah, everything resets.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it
sends
said
them
it
back
said,
down.
it said
You're
in the thing that you have to roll a 5 or 8.
Yeah, but
unless
everything
you win.
resets at the end, so
Yeah.
that
It
would
even
bring him
sends them
back.
back to their normal time.
Yeah, it brings everything back in that comes from the game, so it would spit him
All right,
out.
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yep, sorry.
Let's keep going here.
I don't know.
All right, 1995. 26 years later, in 1995, after recently losing their parents in a car crash, when on a skiing vacation in Canada, Judy Shepard and Peter Shepard move into the long-emptied parish mansion with their aunt Nora Shepard, planning to open the house as a bed and breakfast hotel. Exploring the emptiness of the mansion, the three are disturbed by the bats and call pest control to investigate. The exterminator finds nothing and reveals that to the kids the story of Alan's disappearance and an unpleasant rumor that he was murdered, which he believes to be done by Sam. You know, it'd be even better if the guy who played the I thought about this too. Like the guy who was the pest control guy was Billy from 1969. Like the kid that beat him up originally.
Yeah.
Like would that
Bring
be
it full circle.
Yeah, kind of bring it full circle with that character.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like show like, oh, that's how you amounted to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I just thought that'd be funny.
It would be.
Like
Like you see like Jessup on his
yeah, just
Yeah.
So, like you ain't even gotta like make it
Yeah,
obvious.
you don't-
enough.
yeah,
just
just-
like see his name tag and
Mhm.
it says his last name or something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the kids from 1869 had last names. He can too.
Well, it said his name.
It said his name on
Billy
his name
Jessup.
tag.
No, I mean...
No,
Yeah.
they say his name. His
His
dad
last
said his
name?
Billy Jessup.
Yeah, Jessup.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
they
is
say his
Billy
name.
Jessup bullying you again?
Yeah.
They say his name like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that.
Yeah, I know you did.
The exterminator
testing
finds
me.
nothing and reveals to the kids that
Yeah,
blah blah
I
blah. The
that
relationship
works.
added. Okay, due to their parents' sudden deaths, the relationships and
Don't
attitudes between.
me, Eric.
Let me get through this.
He started it.
Due to the parents' sudden deaths, the relationships and attitudes between the kids and Nora are strained, as Judy has taken up telling lies and Peter has adopted a shyness and never speaks to anyone except Judy, getting them into trouble at school. Like Alan and Sarah before them, Judy and Peter also start to hear the sounds of drum beats coming from the attic, something that Nora doesn't seem to notice. A few days later, after or before they can go to school, Judy and Peter are drawn to the sounds of the drumming and head upstairs to the attic, where underneath less interesting board games, they discover Jumanji. I want to know it. I
Fuck
don't even,
those
I wasn't
board
paying-
games in
I
particular.
wasn't even paying any attention to the other board games. I'm interested now.
One of them was Password, which apparently was based on some
Was it?
70s game show.
Wasn't one
Or
of them
something.
Trouble?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing Password or like
Or
60s. It was a
Sorry.
60s game show or something. I don't know.
Trouble or Sorry?
Yeah.
I don't know. Deciding to play the game in the attic, Judy reads the rules while Peter takes out the remaining tokens when the rhino and elephant won't move, and as a result, the crocodile and monkey tokens are mystically drawn separate pathways on the board game also. When Judy rolls the dice, first, the croc token slides along its path and stops to send a message on the crystal ball about an oncoming consequence, triggering the appearance of 3 giant mosquitoes to attack them. Spurred on by the excitement, Peter then rolls against Judy's judgment, and his monkey token triggers a party of monkeys to wreck the kitchen in fun.
I love
I-
the monkeys.
I didn't
They look
re-
terrible, but
It's
they
funny
are.
because
say-
like I didn't realize that his token was the monkey, and that
Mhm.
would explain why he was turned into a
Mhm.
monkey.
hmm
Could you imagine if she had tried to cheat?
And
She
she
turned
starts
into
to
a
turn into a
crocodile
crocodile,
or something.
I love the monkeys. The CGI is terrible, but I love the monkeys.
I know. I didn't even realize as
They-
a kid
they
how
remind
bad
me-
the CGI was.
Well, back
but
then it
watching
wasn't.
now-
Yeah, back then it wasn't, but I've seen this movie a few times, throughout the years, and,
Yeah.
and it's always been like, man, they don't hold up
No, they
the
don't. but-
CGI on them, like
for
you can be-
'95.
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah, no. I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm
yeah.
not faulting it. Like, but it is. They're hilarious.
The
Yeah.
way they move and like act kind of reminded me of the monkeys off of Shit.
Wizard
Wizard
of
of
Oz.
Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
like they
Wizard
go,
of Oz was not.
They even
CGI,
like
right?
go
they-
up to
real
a store
people,
window
but-
and see
yeah,
the Wizard of Oz.
yeah. I love when he opens up the refrigerator and the one's still in there, and he opens up the fridge. He's like,
One's on the motorcycle too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think okay. Whenever we get to the end, we're gonna ask everybody who their favorite characters are because I already know who mine is.
I already said Peter.
Yeah, that's not mine though. I know who mine is.
Peter is mine.
All right. Anyway, where was I? Okay. As Judy reads the other instructions, the monkey gang leaves the house and heads off in different directions, realizing that the consequences released by the game will disappear and everything will be restored when the game ends. They decide to continue the game despite the danger. Since he rolled doubles, Peter rolls another turn and lands a 5, releasing an intimidating lion. I would say that any lion would be intimidating.
I would agree.
Yeah, like an intimidating. You don't have to tell me that I know it's intimidating. It's a fucking lion.
Right.
Even a cub.
I mean, depends on how big the cub is.
No, because if it was
Not that
CGI, it wouldn't have been.
No, I
intimidating.
play with that.
Yeah,
But that's
Aw.
not a lion then. That's just a cub.
it's still a lion.
No, it's a cub.
It's just the baby lion.
If you told me it was a cub lion, I'd be like, okay, I can play with that. If you tell me it's a lion, I'm like, fuck that. Like, I'm good. I'll
Cub
stay right
lion's
here.
like a puppy.
They pretty much are.
You want to come play with a lion? No, I'm going to stay home.
No, I'm good.
You want to come
thanks.
play with a cub lion? Fuck yeah. It's like playing with a little dog.
little tiger or something.
Yeah. Or a really big cat. You know?
I mean, that's really what they are.
Yeah.
Where was I? Da-da-da.
Lion's like a mixture between a cat and a dog.
Okay, who pursues the corners?
I want a panther.
Yeah, pursues and corners them downstairs. Fortunately, Peter also sets an adult Alan free from Jumanji at last, who manages to lock the lion in the master bedroom. A new world. Overcome with joy at the freedom and back in Brantford, Alan's victory is cut short when he learns from Judy about the absence of his parents and his disappearance, leading to the belief that he is dead. On the way outside to try and find his parents, Alan runs into Officer Carl Bentley, now working as a police officer and unaware of who he is, and calculates that he has been in Jumanji for 26 years after Judy reveals the current year is 1995.
What does this button do?
Ooh, what's this button do?
Huh? It doesn't do anything.
No, that's the other one. What's this one?
Oh, it turns off the lights. Don't mess with it.
Reminded me of D from Dexter. Ooh, what's this button
What's
do?
this do? What's this do?
Stay out of my laboratory.
Stay out of my laboratory. Carl is forced to leave them after some monkeys steal the police cruiser, which lets Alan follow his instincts and head
Fucking shoots the-
to the now closed shoe factory, finding Brantford plunged into poverty. What?
He fucking shoots the rifle.
Oh, yeah.
Shoots the rifle and the car takes off.
He's like chasing the car. He's like, "Stay right here. I'll be back."
Yeah.
What was the officer's name again?
Carl
Coral.
Bentley.
Coral.
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 Oh my
Soul
God.
Man.
There's a lot
Shut up,
to
Carl.
read. I think I'm only
Coral,
maybe
no.
I'm only like halfway through this. All right.
I can read the other half.
No, you can't. After visiting his parents, hold on.
What was that?
Inside the abandoned factory, a homeless man reveals that Sam abandoned the business after the search for his son was unsuccessful, leading to Sam giving up on everything until he died in 1991 along with his wife Carol. After visiting his parents' graves and finally learning about what happened to his parents and the shoe factory, Judy tries to convince Alan to come back to the mansion and help them finish the game. But they observe a car crash and overhear from medics about an outbreak of seizures from unknown bites. Alan then jumps to conclusions and they get into the empty car in time to avoid a mosquito. But the persistent insect forces them to make the
What about those
improvis
medics?
drive back home. hold on. Back at the old parish place, Judy and Peter try to persuade Alan to help them finish the game, but he is having none of it. Using reverse psychology he picked up from his dad, Peter, and at least convinces Alan to watch their progress.
What about those medics? Like, do you think the mosquitoes got them?
No, they were already in
Yeah, they
the
were. Yeah.
thing. Like,
Were they?
yeah, they shut the door.
Oh.
You see the fucking needle on that damn thing?
He was
Holy
able to
shit.
break the glass. Like,
Yeah.
Take that long.
yeah, that thing was massive. It was like a big ass fucking, I don't know, like elephant needle or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's bigger than a hypodermic needle. Bigger than any hypodermic needle I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
nothing I ever want near me on my
Mm-mm.
ass. Especially my ass.
It's in me.
It's in my ass. What flavor ice cream would you like?
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's for my ass.
Is that in the box? Did we put evolution in there?
It's either
think
on
it's on
that
the
or
roll.
I
rolling.
think so.
I think we did say something about
It
putting
was a
evolution
couple
in
weeks
there.
ago. I think we said something
Yeah,
about
it's been longer than that, but I think
Oh,
it's on the
been-
rolling one.
I think it
Hi,
is.
Hira.
It's such a good movie. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's on the rolling one.
Okay.
Take the leg. Take it.
Take the leg.
Take the leg.
He
Take the
thinks
leg.
he thinks he's an athlete.
So we're gonna wait to run out of movies in there, and then
No, it'll get
add-
low.
Hell no.
We let it get low.
Oh,
We'd have to be doing this for years to be able to get through all those fucking movies.
Yeah.
We have a list. I mean, how many do you think is in there now? Like 200-300?
I can tell you how many's in there.
I bet it would take at least probably 5 years to get through all those movies. What are you thinking? Like, how many weeks are in a year? Like 50,
165.
165. So it would take at least 3 to 3.5 years, or 3 or 3.5 years to get through all the movies that are in there. That's not including the rolling list.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
Rolling list
how
is
many
just
movies
the
are there?
165.
It's
And
in
how
there
many
right
weeks
now.
are in our year?
Huh?
like 52
50,
weeks, I
Something
think,
like that.
or 50.
I think it's
52
52.
weeks in a year.
There's only 52 weeks in a year.
It's 52 podcasts
Weeks
Or
a
weeks
seem
year.
to
to go
month.
by faster than that. And then years.
But the
comes.
rolling list
That-
is just what we add, and then like when that gets low, we take the rolling list and add it.
There's only 52 weeks in a year.
That's what you're concerned with?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes. It's like 52 or 56.
Yeah, it's
or something.
52.
52.
Is it 52? Yeah, see? Anyway,
Weeks go by fast for it only to be 52.
okay, well, how about you do your own brain
You can
explosions
Google
on
it.
your own time? Just blew her fucking mind.
You can Google it.
All right, so Sarah's turn. Only after Jumanji stops taking Judy's roles does Alan realize they are continuing the same game that he started in 1969, so he too will need to play to end the consequences released from the game. But since his turn isn't due yet, he remembers they need Sarah's dice rolls also. Finding Sarah at the same house since her childhood, they find her now a psychic who had gone into isolation and a name change after the trauma of Alan's disappearance.
Why'd she have to change her name?
That's what I said. I was like, dude, you literally got like swarmed by a few bats. Like,
Well, and
She was.
she
being
lives
a
in the
bit
same
dramatic.
house. She never moved. You think a
Yeah.
name change is going to help?
yeah, like
I've lived here for years.
I've
Why
lived
would
here
you
all my
say
life.
that?
Like, why did you say that? You just confirmed who you are.
Like, I don't
Anyway,
know. I did
her character
think-
kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. The more I think about her character and how she was written,
As she goes, she's fine. It's at the beginning, like when she's all, I don't know.
scared of
Yeah.
bats.
Well, when she's all like, "Oh, I've spent," like the funniest part for me with her is when she first gets there and she calls her therapist and she's like, "You know that thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
never happened?" And blah blah blah. She's like, well, I'm looking at it and I'm sitting in it and I'd really like to hear your,
Input.
your input.
Diagnosis.
I think you need to,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd really like to know what you think
And
about
then they
it.
pull off the game. She's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like that's the funniest thing for me. But like after she gets past all of that, she's fine.
yeah, it's like I think it's just like the fact that she like left Alan to begin with, like whenever they first played the game,
Because of bats.
because of bats, and then she never even tried to help afterwards. I don't know if they meant to write her that way. I doubt it. I just don't think they realized like there's so many ways that they could have solved this issue just by her, I don't know, going back and finishing the game.
Yeah, but I think that, part of it is that, like, back then, it even made sense to us as the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody questioned it even then. It's only, like, in subsequent watches, like, recently that I've started to put that together. So I don't think that was even something that was even on the writers' minds, honestly.
It might not have been, really.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not something that I even thought of, or any person that I even talked to or knew or met, back in the
Right.
day watching it, thought of. I just now put that together. So
Yeah, I mean, in any case, like, I mean, they investigate it and they, question her and stuff like that. Don't you think that the cops would have humored her by saying, "Okay, roll the dice, let's see what happens"?
you would think somebody would have.
Well,
said,
nothing would have happened because they needed 2 more players anyway.
Well, no, because
No,
it would have
yeah.
been it would have
been
just
her
been
turn.
her. Because it would constantly be
Skipping.
skipping him because he's in the jungle. She has to roll her 5 or an 8 to bring him back.
You don't have to have 2 more players in there?
Mm-mm. No.
Nope.
If it's just a
No.
2-player game, it would just be her until she brings him back.
Yep.
Just like Una.
And if you hurry up and play the game fast enough, I mean, it could go pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a lot of spaces there.
No, I think that the whole point though is like the game's gonna throw at things at you that make you have to stop. Like the monsoon thing, you couldn't keep going in
I
that.
would.
You know what I mean?
All right, well, let's hurry up and get through this.
Yeah.
Before
Keep
it
going.
floods.
Yeah.
Oh, spiders? All right, well, yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
All right.
Quickly.
Someone axe that spider while I roll this.
I think if you're going that fast though, like somebody's gonna fuck up and go at the wrong time, and then we're gonna end
Right.
up with people turning into crocodiles and monkeys, and it
I don't think that's why he turned into a monkey, was it? Because
was because
someone
he cheated.
Because he tried to cheat.
But the
Well,
game could
because he tried to
misinterpret
cheat.
you going at the wrong time as cheating.
But someone did go at the wrong time.
And they just
Because-
didn't move the
Yeah,
pieces.
but that would be. But the game, kind of understood that they didn't know.
the game's smarter than you think it
Yeah.
is. It has a mind of its own.
Well, then if
Yeah.
someone messes up, then on accident, then they'd know. They'd know.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe.
All right.
I just don't think it goes if you roll on
Yeah.
somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
After the 3 bring Sarah back to the parish mansion, she becomes frightened by seeing Jumanji again and unwilling to join in because of how her life was ruined the last time she played. Alan
There were
tricks her
bats.
into dropping the dice from her hand using her
That was
turn
pretty
to
funny.
move her token, and the consequence effects release fast growing Jumanji vegetation all over the living room, including purple flowers that shoot lethal barbs dipped with poison. The vine trap pods, one of whom manages to snare Peter and try to drag him into its colorful jaws. But Alan hacks the vine with a heirloom saber of his war hero ancestor. All right, the hunter. What?
So it says the poisonous barbs, right?
Yeah,
So at towards the end of the movie, she gets hit by those barbs.
yeah.
She's acting fine after. Like she gets stuck
She
and she.
doesn't.
No,
She-
after
They
a
don't
while
even
she
show her
starts.
after she gets nailed.
No,
after
they
she
do.
gets-
No, they do. For a little while, she's fine, but she starts to kind of go
Yeah,
down.
she's like, well, after she gets nailed, she's like sitting there and she's like, go. Because
She kinda
but then she
passes
lays
out.
down and then that's the last
but no,
you
she
see her.
dies though.
She dies.
She does die.
Technically, I guess
Yeah,
you could
that's
say.
yeah. She dies.
She-
They imply that she dies.
Yeah,
and
she
that's the
laid
whole
down
point.
on in.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
yeah. She lays down and Peter like cries. Like she does die. Yeah.
I didn't get that part.
Yeah.
Just kind of a fucked up.
Well, that's the whole point. That's why like they don't want that reality.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that'd be way too dark for a kids movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In the library, the 4 players make a promising bond to finish playing Jumanji and undo the damages it has brought to Brantford and their lives. Alan's next turn brings out someone that makes him uneasy with dread, a big game hunter named Van Pelt, who is intent on hunting and killing Alan for reasons that he cannot understand, as he is a product of the game itself, and continuing their alleged rivalry ever since Alan was sucked into the game. Van Pelt pursues Alan outside and opens fire on Carl, after he tries to intervene, causing the
That poor
great
car.
white hunter to run out of ammunition and grudgingly leave the hunt to find replacement firepower. Back in the library, Sarah and Alan later get into a heated argument with each other after she explains how much of her life and reputation was soared by the trauma of being the only witness of the real reason for Alan's disappearance and the town refusing to believe her story. See, I think that's very selfish of her. Like, oh, well, nobody believed me. Blah,
And
blah,
that's
blah.
why
My
he
life was
brought-
ruined. It's like,
that's
dude,
why he
I was in
brought
a
up-
game for 26 years
He
in the
does. He
jungle.
brings that up. Yeah.
Because of you.
Well, like, he didn't even get as mad as I would have. Like, I'd have been like, bitch, you want to talk
Yes.
about some shit? Like,
Do not compare traumatization.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
also
with
makes a
me.
comment to her about, it's like, it's pretty nice that you're actually sticking around this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does give it to her a few times.
only fair, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Shit, I always lose my spot. Okay. Judy makes her next roll to pass the time of the adults talking and overwhelming large animal stampede of rhinoceroses, elephants, zebras, and pelicans tear up the house in their rampage while a lone pelican takes Jumanji after mistaking it for a fish and flies away with it. How do you mistake a board game for a fish?
I think it's funny because like the game makes such a big deal out of finding victims, and then as soon as like the victims start playing, it's like, oh yeah, go ahead and take me.
Yeah, well,
it's
I
all the
think-
time becoming a victim.
See,
You
I think the game itself, the reason why I think it was like a plot device for them to get the game out of the house, so they have to leave the house. Like, all right, well, we can't just have the whole game take place inside this house, inside the mansion. We need to get them out in the town more, and
Yeah.
so there's different sets and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Well, I get that, but I think that part of it too is just showing that the game itself is an asshole,
yeah,
because it's like
because
yeah.
you know it controls every aspect of all the animals,
yeah,
everything.
it's
that
like
comes out of it.
yeah, get over here and find me and play me, and then oh, whoops, I've been stolen. You know what I
Come get
mean?
me.
Like, and it happens like 3 or 4 times, and it's like, you dick,
Come and get
like
me.
you know you can stop this.
Yeah.
Like,
The huntsman's gonna be like, "Here, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take this. I thought it was mine.
yeah, right. My bad.
My bad."
Looks
Now
just like the
run.
one I have.
All right, tracking the pelican to the river, it is unwilling to give the game up until Alan bribes the bird with a real fish, and it casts the game aside. Before the game is lost over a waterfall, Peter catches the game, much to the surprise of Sarah and Judy. But Alan feels differently, and they run into Carl again. This time, taking Alan for questioning. Sensing Van Pelt nearby, Alan goes along with Carl's arrest and leaves the 3 behind so Van Pelt will follow him and leave them as the 3 realize that they are unable to finish the game without Alan. Meanwhile, Peter tries landing a fixed roll to try and win, but is transformed by Jumanji into a monkey for cheating. Sir Save-A-Lot, that's the name of this one.
Get the store.
Sir Save-A-Lot. Sir Mix-A-Lot.
We used to have a Save-A-Lot.
Yeah.
Just wasn't Sir.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a sir. It
No,
was just
it
Save
wasn't
a
as
lot.
good.
Definitely
Sir is
was
better.
not fancy like that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So this Save-A-Lot has been knighted.
Yeah.
It's been knighted.
Yeah.
All the outdoor equipment and shit.
Yeah.
While Alan is taken away by Carl, the cop is suspicious about the unexplained madness going on in the town having something to do with Alan. And he tries explaining after he learns that Sam fired Carl for what happened at the shoe factory 26 years ago. It is only after Alan tries to make an apology for Carl losing his job that Carl finally realizes that he is Alan. In Brantford Town, the mass hysteria unleashed from the consequences of Jumanji is reaching overwhelming chaos as Peter, Sarah, and Judy lose the game to Van Pelt amid the stampede. The three follow the hunter to a local discount department store to retrieve the game, but are caught by Van Pelt, who scares the witnesses off with his gunfire, knowing the police will be called and Carl will turn up along with Alan. The three manage to retrieve the game and evade the hunter and his gun long enough through quick evasion and an improvised trap Peter set up until he corners them with a collapse of stacked tires. So that little
contraption
that he made, that was quick
It was
thinking,
like
man.
Home Alone
I don't know if
stuff
that's
right
like.
there.
I mean, it seems a little far fetched, but still, though, I'm like.
Well,
Good-
did you
good
notice
going,
that
dude.
the music that they had, like right before that, was very reminiscent of Home Alone?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that scream just had me dying.
Yeah. That's probably my second favorite part of the whole movie. Like whenever he screams, like, ah! I'm like, oh my god, dude, come on, man. That shit was great.
To me, all the best parts in the movie revolve around Peter doing something that
Peter,
like
or
nobody
Van
else
Pelt.
does.
Van Pelt's pretty funny too. He's probably up there on my list of favorite characters in
Yeah.
the movie. Like, yeah, he's supposed to be like he's a good bad guy.
Oh,
but he's
yeah.
a funny bad guy.
Yeah.
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 So, all right, where was I? Okay. Good as Van Pelt's intuitive plan is, Alan and Carl arrive at the store to try and stop him, but since the brakes of Carl's cruiser are faulty, they crash through the store and bury Van Pelt under an avalanche of fallen paint pots. On the way home, Alan is unimpressed by Peter trying to cheat and tells him off for crying, but feels like he adopted too much of Sam's stern parenting and makes amends with Peter, promising they will win the game, have him turn back into a real boy. Meanwhile, Nora drives home and loses her car after a scare from a stampede and a surprise run-in with a monkey. As Carl is passing by, and she stops him and asks for a ride home, but he too loses his cruiser to a pod, forcing them to continue on foot.
I was very relieved when the pod came out and took the car because finally it got put out of its misery.
Fine, take it.
The poor car.
I'm sorry.
Take it.
He said,
I also thought it was hilarious when the monkey was in her back seat because of the way they shot it. Like, you weren't in the car with them, but you knew the monkey was in there, and then all of a sudden you just see her drive into a ditch. You don't know what happened. All you know is that you just see her drive into a ditch.
Well, you hear the monkey say.
Well, yeah,
so
you hear
then
the
her
monkey
scream.
Yeah, you hear the monkey, her scream, and then her drive into the ditch.
Tell you, they just don't make movies like this anymore,
No,
man.
no.
That's what made it so much better.
Yeah, because you don't know. Like, you don't know what that monkey did.
You just hear things. You're like, okay.
Yeah, like, okay.
All right, we're almost there, guys. We're getting there. We're running long. Alan swims through the. This is called Jumanji. Alan swims through the back at the mansion, now becoming overrun by vegetation from Jumanji. Sarah makes her next turn, and a monsoon erupts from inside the mansion, starting a flood. The house and triggering the appearance of two crocodiles that attack the group, only ending when Carl and Nora finally arrive at the front door and try to enter the house, unwittingly drain the flood outside taking the two crocs with it. Upstairs in the attic, Alan makes his next turn and is sucked into the floor by quicksand, which is created from the floor itself. Sarah leans herself into the quicksand to stop Alan from sinking, but they are both trapped by Judy. Judy rolls and wow, that shouldn't be one sentence. Judy rolls her turn and the quicksand becomes frozen. As Peter makes his next turn, a gathering of large spiders come out from the back of the attic and advance on Alan and Sarah. Since they are stuck, requiring the kids to stand and fight the spiders off, and Peter rushing to get an axe, but Judy is shot by a poisonous barb from a purple flower and gradually collapses. Nora arrives at the house to find Judy and Peter and becomes terrified of the lion in the master bedroom, Alan's legs on top of the ceiling, and Peter's transformed self, Nora not recognizing her nephew, but Peter locks her in a closet as he rushes to save the two trapped adults and Judy. Before the spiders can make an easy meal out of the two trapped adults, and Peter comforts a paralyzed and dying Judy, who wishes their parents were here. Sarah's last roll releases an earthquake that scares the arachnids away and splits the whole house in two. Finally, free from the floor, Alan swings through the divided house and misses the recently awakened lion again while he catches the fallen game. Landing in the living room where the game all started, Van Pelt reappears and demands Alan drop the dice, seemingly losing one into a ravine and rendering him unable to finish the game. And Sarah shows up to see Alan not running away. Tired of running, Alan refuses the hunter's demands to run, remembering his father's meaningful lesson about standing to face one's fears. Van Pelt becomes impressed by Alan finally acting like a man as he aims the gun at him and questions Alan's last words. Surprisingly, Alan's last dice roll lets his token reach the goal, and he effectively wins the game just in time to answer Van Pelt's question about the last words with Jumanji. Before Van Pelt's last shot can hit Alan and Sarah, it starts to evaporate into a growing tornado, causing a consequential elements, including Van Pelt, to be sucked back into the board game in a form of a whirlwind. Man, we're almost there, guys. 2 more paragraphs. This is a long one. See what I mean? Like,
they
with
went
the
in a
long
lot
ones,
of
man.
detail, though,
Yeah,
but
they
it's
did.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
The spiders close in on Alan and Sarah. Alan and Sarah suddenly find themselves back in 1969 again as the same children from before, but with full knowledge of their lives after they started playing, which is fuck. Could you imagine that? That'd be wild.
Man.
Like, well, we know what we're going to look like, and you're not going to look that great after, in about 26 years. So I think we're going to go ahead and find somebody else.
Aw,
I'm just fine.
that's terrible.
Oh.
But he's still gonna be stinking rich. Like,
Yeah, no shit. Well, you're still going to be rich, though. That's good. What felt like an eternity to them was a mere 5 minutes in a restored reality, as Alan immediately reconciles Sam with apologies from their fallout, and a surprised Sam follows. They just need to say his father or dad or whatever, because they keep saying Sam. Like, we know who. Like, we just want to hear. Like, that's weird.
His dad.
Yeah, just say dad. Where was I? Sam allows his son to attend. Okay, and a surprised Sam allows his son to attend a local school if he wishes to do so, and admits to his father that he was the one who damaged the machine, so Carl would get his job back. After his father leaves for the party as the guest of honor, Alan then suddenly remembers that Judy and Peter are still in the attic, but Sarah reminds him that because it's 1969, Judy and Peter have not even been born yet.
Not even thought of.
Yep. Sarah hands their game tokens to Alan as a way of showing they would never have finished the game without them. Later, Alan and Sarah chain up Jumanji and throw it into the river. Sarah starts to share their first kiss with Alan as the two leave and start dating. 1995. And a much better adulthood, I would hope so. Alan and Sarah are married and expecting their first child. Alan took over the shoe business after Sam retired and lives with Carol in Florida. Carl still working in the factory as the plant supervisor. Jim and Martha Shepard still living. Jim and Martha. Okay, yeah. Still living.
The kids' parents.
Yeah, living, and he is working as in advertising for Paris shoes. At their Christmas party in the Paris mansion.
Manson family.
Yeah, Manson family.
They changed their name, Manson Shoes.
Yeah, Manson Shoes. Alan and Sarah reunite with Judy and Peter, with Alan and Sarah remembering them just as they once were in the other timeline. Momentarily forgetting the kids don't remember their own lives, or their other lives. Alan and Sarah also discourage the Shepherds from going on the Canadian ski trip that would have killed them.
I was going to say discourage is a light word.
Yeah. Thus preventing their deaths in the previous timeline, with Alan convincing Judy and Peter's father to start work at the shoe factory as he accepts Alan's offer. Yeah, they were like, no!
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, many years later, I can imagine this conversation. You know, honey, when you first started working for your boss, I thought he was a giant asshole because he wouldn't let us go on vacation. But, you know, you've been working for him for a couple of years, and he's really just a big sweetheart. Like, what was up
I don't
with
know.
that?
I would be kind of creeped out just meeting them, like, being super obsessed with my kids. Like, this dude's got problems. Like, I think you guys need to stay away
Well, I know,
from
but,
him.
like, after a couple of years, you'd probably be okay with it. But, like, at that first meeting, I agree, would be like...
Yeah. Like, okay. You guys don't...
bought
You guys a couple of
presents
kid
for them?
diddlers or something, or what?
Should I be
Yeah,
worried
you knew I was
about
going
that
there.
baby? Should I be worried about that baby?
No, it's
Right.
more like the, no! Oh, shit. Okay, we won't go on vacation.
All right, chill, dude.
Yeah.
We need your help.
All right,
this weekend.
Alan and Sarah then invite the Shepherds into their home and promise they are welcome anytime, a way of repaying the kids for playing the game and saving them from being trapped forever. Also gifting them with Christmas presents. Meanwhile, on the French seaside, two young girls hear drum beats as they walk along the beach and are due to the Jumanji board game, half buried in the sand. The end. God damn, it was a long one. So, one thing I have a question about.
Just one.
So, yeah. So, okay, so you got to understand. So, Sarah had an entire life, a 26-year life that just got rewound.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
So did Alan.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, but Alan, his entire life was in the jungle.
I would assume that he would rather rewind that. And
Yeah, I'm sure he
Yeah.
wanted to rewind. Sarah, on the other hand, who knows? Maybe she had.
I'm pretty sure she wanted to rewind it too because, like,
Probably, but still,
she said
though,
that
like,
her whole
maybe
life.
she had a cat named Mittens that she's like, well, what about my cat? Well,
Fuck that cat.
That cat got hit.
I'm
Sorry.
sure that she could find it again. I mean,
a
wherever
pelican
she-
ate your cat. Sorry.
Well, I mean, a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff was retro, you know, anyway. But like, you could still get what you wanted. Like, they found Peter and Judy again.
Right.
So if she wanted her cat, she could find her cat again.
True.
I don't
Yeah.
think she had anything valuable. That's why.
That's
she
what I'm saying.
was-
Like, if there's anything from that life that she found valuable or wanted, I'm sure she could get it.
She just go back to the place where she got.
Yeah,
first
she's
place.
rich now.
Yeah. See,
All right, so favorite characters.
Carl.
Peter,
Carl. Carl's mine too.
Yeah.
Carl's definitely mine.
not Peter.
Carl, then Peter. Peter's adorable.
Carl was just
I like
funny as
Peter,
fuck.
but I like Carl. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I like Peter. I don't think that any of them would have made it without him.
No.
True. You can make that argument for any four of them, though.
No, I don't think so.
No,
Mm.
nope, just Peter.
Just Peter.
Without his adorableness, I mean,
No, I mean, like, he's the only one that, like,
No, I know.
did anything when it needed to be
Productive.
done.
yeah.
Right. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into rate and review this because we're way over.
Let's go this bitch.
All right, let's start with Eric. Or no, let's start with Madison. What am I
So-
thinking?
We doing would you recommend?
Oh, we should have done that before. This is the second week in a row that we haven't done that.
It is.
Yeah. All right. What'd you watch and recommend? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Man, we even have that on the notes.
I
Like, we
know.
should really start.
Every time I skip it, I'm like, I know I'm missing something. Every time. I would yes and yes, obviously for me.
Yes and yes.
Yes, yes.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Come on, it's
Okay.
Jumanji.
I'm gonna give this movie, just because it's like a really good childhood movie of mine. Okay, just because the CGI is not that good, and I do like that the movie goes in a full loop, like how it started in the living room, it ends in the living room. I did like that, how they did that, even though you can
I didn't
barely
think
tell.
about that. But
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that, and I think my favorite event that happened to them, the one that always got me was the crocodile thing as a kid. I don't know why. That was just the one that like scared me the most or gave me the most goosebumps. That one. So, I'm gonna give this movie a whole 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I think for me, this movie's awesome. I remember watching it in theaters back in '95. Like I said, that was a good year for me because I think this and Mortal Kombat came out the same year, and I went and watched both of those in theaters. So I think that, oh man, there's so much, not even just the nostalgia, but the movie holds up, man. Like it's just funny, it's fun, it's a good adventure movie, and it doesn't even it doesn't go really a lot of places. It's literally just in that little town, mostly in the mansion.
Yep.
Like mostly in the mansion, and I just think that to be able to do that and create a fun movie with great action, great comedy, likable characters, charismatic characters at that
Needs
is
a
really
villain.
really good. Not to mention it's just a fun fucking movie, and it's got Robin Williams in it. You can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this is easily a 9. This is a 9er for sure all day. Like this is a great fucking movie, and even whenever it came out, it had people were going bananas over it. So literally,
Robin-
no pun intended. Monkeys.
So Robin Williams literally killed himself.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's only because of the degenerative disorder that he had. He
He
didn't want to get there.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah, so a lot of what you said, but I really like what you had to say, that it starts in one place and ends at the same place.
It's a very clever movie.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You don't think about that as a kid, but watching it now, you're like, huh,
Yeah.
it's clever.
And, going also back to what you said about the scariest part for me, I didn't bring it up before, but I remember being a kid and being terrified at the part where Peter grabs the board away and runs with it and gets in that car, and then it gets smashed.
Oh,
And he's
that
like,
part too.
oh god, I think that's where my my claustrophobia started, probably, because
Does
it
that
was
help me?
yeah, where does he go from there? He
Right.
just,
And they
god,
just pulled him right out of there too.
yeah, it's terrifying. But yeah, a lot of what you said, Joseph, too, where it doesn't take place in a lot of different places. It's just in this town and mostly in this house, mostly revolving around 4 people. So relatively small cast. But there's a lot happening and a lot, the writers, they put in a lot of neat things, that they had to come up with all these different scenarios that
They
are going to
definitely
happen
did
for
put a lot of
this
thought.
board game,
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a very inventive movie, and they don't make them like this anymore.
No.
The great humor, the car crashing, and we don't have to know what happened to think it's funny. That is
Yeah,
hilarious.
That's the thing about this movie. Back when it came out, you're like, they literally took a subject matter, a board game, and they evolved an entire movie around it. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that the new ones are clever in their own way because they took and instead of a board game, they used a video game.
Sure, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
smart, I guess. I was like, but you're still taking
Well, what
a concept.
what they took was, if I understand it correctly, is that's the board game. The board game
It is.
evolved.
It transformed
Yeah.
itself
Yeah.
into a video
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything
Went
wrong
after
with
high
that
schoolers
necessarily. I
this time,
think that
too.
they did pretty good with that stuff too.
Mhm.
They just kind of evolved it for a more up to date audience.
Those aren't
it
adults,
makes
are they?
sense.
Yeah, but there's something magical about this movie in particular. And a lot of it, I guess, has to do with Robin Williams. But I'm with you. It's a 9. It's easily a 9 for me.
Yeah.
So
Those.
Were you gonna give it, Eric, a 2?
Oh.
Don't tempt me.
Oh. Those other Jumanji ones aren't in the box, are they?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. All of the sequels? They're sequels.
There's only 2 of them.
Yeah,
Two
right.
sequels, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, but they're sequels.
I mean, whatever. We can do it.
I like
don't
those
care.
movies. I think they're funny. Jack Black and The Rock
Yeah, I don't think
and
they're
They
Kevin
are
Hart
sequels.
all in the same movie.
They're not.
Technically,
They're
they
not.
are,
They're
yeah.
not reboots. They're
They're
sequels.
yeah.
And that
Because
one
they
redhead chick.
they comment about Alan.
Yeah, there's a part where they talk about Alan and like his treehouse or something
Yeah.
like that.
So yeah, they're direct sequels.
That's funny because because I remember they had a cartoon, a Jumanji cartoon. Didn't he have a treehouse in the cartoon also? So makes sense.
They take the source material very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about the new ones is, in this one they bring everything out of the game into the real world.
This
instead
one
of
they went into.
the other one
They're
they
supposed to
went
be doing a
into-
third Jumanji movie where that happens again.
Yeah.
That's
See,
what I was-
I enjoyed that more, that they brought the stuff from Jumanji into the real world.
See, what I didn't like about the new Jumanjis is that they made it seem as if like the old Jumanji, like whenever he was in Jumanji, it was just the jungle.
Yeah.
It was just a
Didn't have
jungle
a
and
world
terrors in the jungle. But then you go into Jumanji in the new one, and there's like towns and like cities and
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I thought he was like alone
Yeah.
in the jungle for 26 years.
Yeah. I didn't like that either. I didn't.
That was
like,
the only thing that like took
You-
me out of that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
agree.
they added that to make it more like a video game.
I mean, I understand why they did it. I just don't
I
like.
guess
that
you
they
could.
did it.
You could make
itself.
the argument maybe that Jumanji can warp itself into whatever
Right.
it wants to be, for whatever scenario
I'll
it's trying to
run
play
that
Right,
out.
How
yeah.
Maybe,
Jumanji was made.
but I don't know. Like I like the fact that it was a video game and that they turned into characters and all that. Like that was cool, but you could make the argument either way, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I'm on the fence, I guess, for either scenario, I guess. But I agree. I didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, yeah, the only thing that you could argue about, like, what this movie doesn't have is CGI, but you can't really argue that because it really doesn't take you out of the movie.
No.
Not at all.
I
And it
mean,
was good for 95.
Yes, I mean, you
Yeah,
had
for
the
sure,
monkeys
yeah.
and all the animals, like the stampede was CGI, but everything else was mostly practical effects.
Yeah.
And the practical effects in this movie was
Practical
pretty
effects
good.
look good. Yeah,
Yeah.
they look great.
Especially all the vines and
Yeah.
The
I mean, it
vines, even the
looks so good.
crocodiles in a couple of
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
parts.
lion.
The lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lion looks good.
So
Except for when you
I'm-
get up close, his face is kind of
His
weird.
face is kind of weird, but I think he's meant to look mean.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think they tried to make him look mean.
Yeah.
so I'm sitting in it as a 9 as well.
So, all right.
So that's an 8.875. So.
That's probably one of our highest rated movies, though.
Besides the Goonies.
The Descent was an 8.875.
What was the Goonies?
I'm just gonna go up and see what's high. The Goonies was an 8.875.
I'll do the Rotten Tomatoes this week.
You sure? I
The
just wanna
Joker
do
was
it.
8.8.
You want to do it?
I can do it.
That's fine if you want to.
That's about it. So like 3 movies. So that's, yeah.
I'll only give like maybe a 2 or 3 bad reviews because
Yeah.
There's not
we gotta
much
kinda,
for
like-
trivia.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, I'm trying to cycle through it because I knew this was going to take a long time between the creator profile and the movie. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a long.
I thought there was gonna be a lot for trivia, but there really isn't.
I'm going with.
Oh, it's for critics 93.
Damn you! I was going to go like 90.
85.
So for critics is what?
93.
85.
Going 90.
She's gonna take it. It's a 51.
Whoa.
For critics? Fuck
For
them.
real? 51?
Yep.
Okay, for
That's
audience.
ridiculous.
Tomatometer
85.
is 51%.
Fuck them.
I'm staying at a 90 for
85.
audience?
Well,
96.
85.
I'm staying at a 90. I'm going to stay at a 90.
85.
96, 90, and
85.
she's gonna take it again. 63%.
Why?
Because they're stupid and they like the newer ones
What the
better.
Critics,
Fuck 'em.
critics consensus.
I don't like this at all. This bothers
A
me.
feast for the eyes with a somewhat malnourished plot. Jumanji is an underachieving adventure that still offers a decent amount of fun for the whole family.
I don't even-
Underachieving?
I don't even understand that at all. Like, how That doesn't make any sense. It
No.
can't
Because they
make
like the
sense.
newer ones
So I
better.
need to read the critic reviews.
Yeah, but I
20
bet that a
bucks.
lot of these reviews were before the newer
Huh.
ones came out. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Or wait, what? I don't know what
I
just
bet
answered.
I'm willing to bet that the overall percentage was much higher, and then those movies came out and a bunch of people went back and watched this one because of those movies and was like, oh no, this one sucks.
So what the hell am I looking at here?
I think the new ones suck compared to
You
this
read
one.
the
I agree.
audience's or things, and then the
But it's a
or
different audience,
critics'
is what I'm saying. So like you
consensus.
get that audience going
Okay.
back and watching
I
this
read
one
the
after
critic
watching
consensus.
Yeah, and then you do the
Maybe. I wonder what Metacritic
audience's
says.
reviews.
I'm gonna look up Metacritic while you do it.
Okay.
If you click the thing right under the audience score, you can
see
it'll
all
go right
audience
to it.
reviews. So let me find. Like,
yeah,
the
it's a
one
pain in
star.
the ass.
I see. Most of the audience ones are the 3 stars or above.
See, that I don't trust.
Right here.
I don't
Here's
trust-
a 1 star. It says not a fan of this original. Jumanji 2017 and 2019 are better.
See?
Wow.
See?
The fuck
Aaron called
ever.
it.
That's bullshit, man.
They just like the actors that are in it. That's all.
That's all it is.
Like Kevin Hart, The Rock, and Jack Black, and that one chick. I can't remember her
Look,
name.
I'm not
No, they just.
I'm not
like
saying that they're terrible. I'm just
No,
saying
they
Robin
were
fucking
Okay,
funny,
Williams
so
can kiss
but-
my
on
ass.
Metacritic,
That's not what
ridiculous.
makes these
on
movies.
Metacritic, their general the meta score is 39%. It's a 39, based off of 18 critic reviews. But their general their user score is a 7.6, so it'd be like a 76%.
That sounds better.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me. So
Yeah.
that's from your that's out of 312 user ratings.
Okay.
So here's a 1.5 star. Exhausting effects laden movie that thinks all the action and visual effects will cover up the pure nonsense offered by the script. It's also clearly made to be a kid-friendly summer blockbuster, but it's scary / intense enough that younger viewers will definitely be scared.
I wasn't
yeah,
scared.
I mean,
Where?
Well, now hold on. I
mean,
can
yeah, I
kind
got
of see that
goosebumps and
because
stuff,
of like
but-
the spiders and certain elements of the movie can be frightening, but that's the point. That's what adventure isn't always supposed to be fun and
If that
giggles.
movie
then-
scared you, like
Rainbows,
literally scared
Says,
you, you're a pansy.
Yeah, it's not like a horror movie, but
Robin
I was a pansy as a kid, and I didn't even get scared from it. I got goosebumps. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, but I was never like, oh my god.
last part of it says Robin Williams is AWOL for the first 40 minutes and then can't save the film once he appears.
What?
Here's one for you. This is the last.
Robin Williams isn't really meant to play
And he
a
came
this isn't
in.
really a comedic role for him. This is more of a fun family film for him. This isn't like like he did with I don't even know.
Didn't he come in after like 25 minutes?
No, it wasn't that long. I don't think it was that long.
It was like 20 minutes in.
So
Maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that
He
long.
said
Maybe like
40
20,
minutes,
25
yeah.
minutes, maybe.
Here's
Yeah.
a 2-star. This will be the last one I say. Zathura, A Space Adventure, 2005, is a slightly better version of this. The pace because
That's actually supposed to be a sequel.
version of this because the pace is a lot more frenetic and frenetic, and they have cut out some of the frustrating junk that was in Jumanji. Having said that, I thought that this was entertaining after the pointlessly slow start. It could have done a few trims in the middle and a bit less off the end too. Enjoyable through nostalgia and fun adventure that would be improved through a child's eyes after a wooden start. This improves to be an entertaining fantasy that is a bit too long.
How?
I don't think it's a bit too
I don't
long. It's
thi-
only like an hour and a half, isn't it?
I
Hour
didn't
40
feel
minutes?
the
Yeah.
length of it at
No.
all. It
No.
was entertaining from beginning to
Yeah.
end.
Right,
that's
and
the
I
last
didn't
one
think
I'm
it
gonna
was
say.
slow in the beginning either.
Mm-mm.
This
And
is one of the movies
It
that
had like a steady pace.
needs
to it.
a
It was
strong
almost
redemption.
perfect.
I don't understand why people would dislike this movie.
and the Zathura thing really bothers me because
That movie
to
wasn't
me,
even good.
to me Zathura is like the 13 going on 30, and it's like, okay, so you're gonna say that's better, but it's literally a play-by-play of an original movie.
Yep.
So how are you gonna sit there and say like, okay, so the original sucks, but the play-by-play is better?
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't
Just because
exist.
it's
Like,
based-
come the
Zathura is
fuck
nothing
on.
but a fucking CG nightmare, dude. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's
That's like
all
saying
done in front of a
saying
green screen.
Leonardo da Vinci painted, the fucking Mona Lisa, and then I come along and I paint a replica, And you think my replica is better than Leonardo da Vinci's?
The original, yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Karen, now you have to paint the Mona Lisa for me, pretty please.
I can't.
It'll be better.
I can't draw stick figures.
You can make it a stick figure. I will hang it up in my room and keep it
It'll
forever.
still be better than the Mona Lisa.
It will be better than the Mona
According to
Lisa.
the
Just make her smile.
Zathura guy, yeah, yeah.
All right,
Mona
let's
Lisa
move
makes
on.
me sad.
Let's
Yours
get
would
in-
make me laugh a little bit.
Let's get
Make me
into
happy.
Trivia.
let's get into some trivia here.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
All right. So, according to author Chris Van Allsburg, for the word Jumanji is Zulu for many effects, which alludes to the exciting consequences of the game, as mentioned in the film. Roger Ebert criticized the film for being marketed as a family film while being far too scary for children. Robin Williams wouldn't let his children watch it.
But they watch fucking Goosebumps and everything else. Those are kids.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Goosebumps freaked me out more than this did.
It's a PG film all day. Like,
Yeah, I put that in trivia because I thought, like, that's ridiculous. Who else would think that? And then he brought that up, and I'm like, the fuck? Like, that's a thing?
yeah.
I don't understand how people thought this movie was scary at all.
Not
Yeah.
at all, man. I remember going and seeing this. Like, I wasn't scared.
I thought
like, as a
everybody
kid.
would laugh when I brought that up, but apparently it's a fucking thing.
Oh wow, that's ridiculous.
Only the
She's in this
players,
world.
only the players who the game chooses can hear the drums to find it.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
So the game chooses who can hear the drums.
Well,
the
fuck
game
you,
chooses
game. You
who
never
wants
chose
to
me.
Play it. I get it because I think at the end of the day, the game isn't a bad guy. Like, it's not a bad guy. It's not an antagonist. What it is it's someone trying to teach you a lesson.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm going to put you through these trials, but at the end of the day, you're going to come out a better person.
Yeah, I think that's what they went with in the new ones too.
The only
is they
bad
was
part-
trying to teach you a lesson.
The only bad part, though, is that like the only two people who actually learn anything from playing the game are Sarah and Alan. Like the two kids, they learn nothing from it because they don't remember ever playing it.
Right.
If you think about it.
Maybe
Yeah.
they should.
Because they learned in the end, but then they went back and it didn't
Maybe they
happen
were
to them,
they
so
were the targets.
But if
though.
you think about it, though, Jumanji prevented their parents' death.
they did.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they were the targets. They were the targets that had
The
to
main
learn a lesson.
targets.
Yeah.
Could be. So you're telling me that Jumanji can see into the future?
Well, we already determined that it's a lot smarter than,
I just want to know how the game was
Your
made.
theory's
period.
flawed.
Like, they should make a movie about the background of Jumanji.
True.
I think that if you did that, then it would really kind of
Heck
ruin
yeah.
a lot of things about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably
That's true.
some voodoo
Yeah.
priest that made it. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a good theory.
there you go.
Scarlett
Voodoo
Johansson
priest.
auditioned for the role of Judy Shepard. While on the Jay Leno show promoting this film, Robin Williams said about the VFX, some are computer generated, but a lot of animatronics, which are like Muppets on steroids. One day I was wrestling this crocodile and I hit it on the head, and all of a sudden from inside I heard, "Hey, there's a guy inside going, 'Hey man, it's Tim.'" Tom Hanks was the first choice to play Alan Parrish, but declined due to his commitments to Apollo 13.
Oh, that'd be good too, though.
Mm.
Tom Hanks.
No,
Mm-mm.
Robin
I think it'd
Williams.
be fine.
Mm-mm. No, I think Robin Williams is the perfect.
Yeah.
I think Robin Williams did a great job, but I could see Tom Hanks playing it too.
Mm-mm.
I think in the timeline it came out, I mean, Tom Hanks did a good job in Apollo 13.
I guess, but I'm just saying, like, I could see Tom Hanks doing it too, and I think he'd do fine.
Maybe.
It'd be a different kind of twist, but
Yeah, I think it would
Yeah, I
be
think
a-
it'd be a little
I
bit
think
different.
I think
but,
the
but he's just as endearing, and especially back then, he was.
yeah.
like,
I just think that the flavor of the movie would change. The
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Robin Williams'
yeah,
flair
okay.
to it kind of makes that movie better, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Colin Hanks appears as the adult Alex Vreek in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was considered for the role of Alan Parrish, but due to him shooting Die Hard with a Vengeance, he was unavailable.
What? Nah.
Tim
No, that's
Curry.
not. See, that's
He'd be,
one that
he'd
I
be on
couldn't-
the crocodile.
No.
Yippee-ki-yay,
Could you,
motherfucker.
could you
Yeah,
imagine?
fucker.
Yeah. Could you imagine having Bruce? That would change his career trajectory. If you think about it, like
He's
he would,
actually a really funny guy, though.
he is funny, but that's the thing, though, is if
Yeah,
he did
this
that,
is not a good role. For
well,
him.
if he did that, though, I think it would put him more in that realm of less of an action hero and
Yeah.
more of a kind of comedic role.
yeah,
you
you're
know
right.
what I
It would
mean?
have
Like,
changed the trajectory if this was a commercial success with him at the helm.
That's true. That's true.
And I don't know if it would have been.
Like Robin Williams himself already had an established career by this point, whereas Bruce Willis's career was kind of just.
I don't know if he
started.
would have brought the right flavor. Is what I'm saying. I just don't know.
Right.
No,
I would have had
Robin
to
was
see
the
it,
perfect
you
character
know.
for this movie.
I know that he's perfect, but I'm just
perfect
saying Tom
person.
Hanks would be a good runner-up.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wouldn't have been. I just, I don't know.
But like Bruce Willis, no way. I would.
Yeah, I don't
You'd
see
have to
that.
cut the heel off to make the shoe fit.
Yeah. Tim Curry had discussions
So like
for the
put,
part.
Steven Seagal into it.
He'd be in there trying to karate kick everyone. Like,
Oh my
kicking everyone.
God! In the Onion movie, they had a fake movie called Cock Puncher, and
Oh,
it was
God.
Steven Seagal, and so they always had like commercial breaks, and it was always for that movie. They would have like these
Cock puncher.
trailers for Cock Puncher.
I hate him.
Oh, it's fucking
I
funny.
can't stand that dude.
Tim Curry had discussions for the part of Van Pelt. He would later voice Trader Slick in Jumanji in 1996. The dual casting of Jonathan Hyde as both Alan's father and the antagonistic Hunter Van Pelt is similar to the theatrical custom of Peter Pan, with George Darling and Captain Hook being played by the same actor.
Did they change how the actor's cheekbones were for those two
No,
characters?
he had
The sideburns.
the
and shit,
sideburns
yeah.
going all the way up.
Sideburns,
Mhm.
gotcha.
And they
yeah.
were blonde, so they kind of
Looked
They
like
definitely did a good
melted
job of
in,
making
yeah.
him look very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell it's the same guy, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, they do, yeah. Joe Johnston had reservations over casting Robin Williams because of the actor's reputation for improvisation, fearing that he wouldn't adhere to the script. However, Williams understood that it was a tightly structured story and generally filmed the scenes as outlined in the script, but where he was allowed to improvise, usually in scenes with Bonnie Hunt, he would often film duplicate scenes. Now this one is my favorite. The rhino that was lagging behind in the stampede in the one scene was actually an animation error. A different frame rate that was left in, but enhanced with wheezing sounds to give the rhino the same with some personality.
It was funny though.
I know, right? It was actually one of the animators when he saw the frame rate on that one was messed up. Kind of talked him into like, hey, why don't we just put him at the end and let him,
Kind of lag behind.
kind of be like,
bit.
a fatty fat vet,
Yeah.
like.
And it works too. It's a good comedic beat.
Dude, it cracks me up. But yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
all of it.
All right, let's see what we're doing next week here. We need a better process for this. It's not the second Jumanji, is it?
No.
No.
Texas Chainsaw
God
Massacre.
damn it!
Are you serious?
It's part 2. It's your favorite.
We just did the first one last week.
Didn't we do the same thing with
You guys are gonna make
Alien?
my brain.
I
Yeah,
think
we
we
did. We did
yeah,
Alien.
we
We
did.
had a
We
week
did a
off, and then we
movie.
came back to Aliens.
To Alien.
Oh, you heard it right here, people. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 next week. Hey, we're getting the best one out of the way. That's good.
That's not good. The best one. Now you don't have anything to
Sometimes you
look
guys
forward
probably
to.
think, hey, they got to do this on purpose. We don't do this on
No, I
purpose.
swear to God.
Don't do this on purpose. So next week will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Don't forget to check out our social stuff. Don't
Is it
forget
streaming
to
anywhere?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
see if it's streaming somewhere first. Don't forget to check out our Discord. Don't forget to join us there and talk to us, start a conversation. Maybe you have different insight on Jumanji that we don't.
It's the
Tell us if you-
1986 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
The Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Streaming on Max. Looks like.
Okay, I think I did see it on there actually.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I think that's the only one streaming on.
So
I
if you
don't
got
think I
Max, you can
Max
watch
anymore.
it there. But don't forget to check out all our social stuff, our Discord, and we will see you guys next week with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay, bye.
Literally too.
Bye.
Bye.